this doesn't work because it's very old and it doesn't like to load the Google Doc page.
Oh no! Can you get it on your?
What?
It shouldn't have
No,
to.
it'll start going. And that's if you want to start doing it from there. The notification should.
Yeah,
get you
I
there.
just got the notification.
Nope, that's the old one. Hi,
Right there.
everybody. Hey, and then hit close that in bottom right, and then in the top where the 3 dots are, go up. Pop up chat.
Pop out.
Then you can go
Then you
back
can
to
just-
the other one. Close the.
Yeah, you can
YouTube
kill the
window.
YouTube.
Yeah, now it's just in the
Hidden
background.
behind that. So if you minimize that,
Hi, everybody.
can you make it?
What is the button? Control plus
The zoom in?
or control up arrow?
Nope.
No.
Click into the window. Like, click on that window. I think it's plus.
Try plus.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, that's so much better.
Oh, put it in old man style. So it's
Yeah, dude, get us
massive.
even older.
I want to see 2. There we
Oh,
go.
yeah, now
That's
we're
good. Right
talking.
there's good.
Yeah.
That's
I-
still too
that's the
small for me,
dad
but I
one.
can
I want
work
to
with
see.
it.
I want to see like you're the person open their phone and there's 2 letters on the screen.
It's just- each word is a new line. It's like a teleprompter
Yeah.
more than anything. Oh
All
man.
right, let me share the socials.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can chat.
Camera just went to sleep. I
Why
think.
did the camera just? Oh, for fuck's sake!
That's sweet. We're really excited about that. It's been running for an hour and a half.
Go
That's-
hit the button or go.
How about you go hit the button?
No, I got it. Sorry, I'm trapped back here. So I.
Get out.
That's obviously not
Rub my
ideal.
nuts all over your knees. My sunglasses.
That's what you get.
How did that been on for like an hour?
We-
See if it. Hopefully, it fucking stays.
Yeah, that's not ideal. Cool. It's fun.
How'd you figure this out? No, not you.
Yeah, but that's instant.
Yeah, before it stayed on. Hold on.
Is it turning off?
No, it might be. Hold on. Let me check. Check something. That's freaking out about the battery. Just last time.
Oh, yay.
2 if by land, 1 if by sea.
What the hell? The fucking thing's been sitting here running off a fucking. Yeah, no, and it's gonna go up in a second.
I'm freaking out, man.
Got it.
Does it just like not like it? One of those like when you plug in your iPhone things
I
and it's like,
literally plugged into a different plug and it's like,
okay.
we're good now.
Just a bad con, bro.
Bought that thing on Amazon.
Da, 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 da. Oh, sorry everybody, but I think we're back up and running. Looking okay over there? Looking good?
Oh, we've come to green.
All right.
This must be what it feels like to be Ross Chastain. Green flag and everything goes black.
I'm really
Nice.
excited about Dan's reaction to our new news button.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet.
Oh, we have a new news button?
Yeah, it corrupted
Yeah.
Kyle's whole computer. Carteropoly.
Yeah. little test drive? Oh, it was already halfway through. But it's great.
I don't have
Is
to do it
that all
anymore.
Dan?
I don't have
Yeah.
to do it anymore. That's from last week.
It's incredible.
All right, Carteropoly, you're hired.
Yeah, as long as you don't corrupt Kyle's computer again.
Yeah, I mean, you could list it in with the stream, but it'll be so far behind it's gonna screw you up. What do you think?
That's
It's killer,
I
right?
hate it, but I love it.
Yeah.
That is probably the best button that's been made from Dan's voice.
Scheme of the week. That didn't work. the way I wanted
Did
it
you not
to.
make a scheme of the week button?
It was supposed to do the
I
echo.
think he was trying to do it live.
Does anybody sound different, or is it just mine?
Nope.
It's
You don't
just
sound different at all.
it's
that's
how we
unfortunate.
sound as people.
See if I can fix that. Oh, that's supposed to be that one.
He does his best work in shady parking lots.
How about
Yeah.
now?
Nope.
Still nothing? That's unfortunate.
Yeah, because Carteropoly broke
Huh.
the board. We already
I don't
talked about
know
this.
why.
On a dog's on top.
That's silly. Scheme of the week sound is supposed to work, and it doesn't. That's very sad. Anyway,
Prestige worldwide. Wide.
this is the fun of the pre-show.
Yeah, the pre-show is now us just.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Yeah.
That's what my parents
I
said when
wanted the
was born.
megaphone button, but it's not.
Jesus.
Dan talk.
Her.
Hello.
Nope.
Her.
Well, that's weird.
Fancy board already break?
But it works here.
Oh, there it does.
Yeah.
Norms.
Scheme of the week. I don't know why.
And then everyone leaves.
Your headlights are on.
Snoop Doggy Don in the chat.
Yo.
Oh, God.
He had himself
Sorry.
a weekend.
Nice. Yeah, big update to the studio. Got a board stand, so I'm no longer using an upside down
no
trash
shot,
barrel.
brother.
I liked the upside down trash barrel.
Yeah, then you complained that there wasn't a trash barrel.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, but you getting a fancy stand apparently broke everything.
Yeah, that's fair.
It worked better on a trash barrel.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Bang it on a trash can.
Drumming on a street
street light.
light. Well, people in the
Norm's too
chat,
young for that.
I don't get that reference.
You've
before we
you
get-
never watched Doug?
Are you guys just texting each other?
No,
Yeah.
I'm working.
Yeah, you guys
I'm
sending
working
nudes
on
to
it.
each other.
I'm posting that we're live to all the
Oh.
socials.
I'm keeping up with the chat that I can't see from 5 feet in front of me because I need glasses.
Are you looking at the chat on your phone when
Yeah.
it's right in front of
Yeah.
you?
I can't see that shit.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Dude, I am blind. I legally cannot drive.
I'm
Also-
blind, goddammit.
Also, just realized that I could just scroll up and the full screen is chat.
I'm blind.
I don't think it ever let me do that before. Chat.
Yeah, the iPad was definitely
Chat,
the right
chat,
idea.
chat.
Flex doesn't work.
No, I mean it does.
It
Now
looks
that I
more
just-
official.
Yeah, I just didn't want to have the big laptop in front of my face like the whole time. It
You know what
seems
you
silly,
need for
but
that, Kyle, so it feels right to you?
There's 0%
A
chance
case for it, but it's like a scroll.
nice.
So you're just holding it like this
That'd
the
be
whole
nice.
time. Hear ye.
What's with you with all the? What's with you and all like the medieval stuff? First, you wanted us to get Dale Earnhardt thrones.
He goes.
Now you want to scroll.
Well, no, those were
Norm goes through
Budweiser
phases.
thrones.
You know this.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
thrones, I was like,
Phase.
how do we incorporate these in Pocono? Just like sitting on the side of the road judging people in our Budweiser thrones.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
But
actually
then
a
we
good
got to
idea.
bring them down there. I was like, I don't want to do that. But they were only like, it was like $200 or something. It was cheap.
Cool. So we got a new change to the show. We're gonna do our off track now
Yes,
in the pre-show.
because Kyle wants to save time.
No, it's
No,
I know. I'm kidding.
we're tighten up the show itself and give people incentive to join us on
it's
the
because
YouTubes.
YouTube is our real fans.
I'll tighten you up.
Or people can just go back and watch
Hey,
that if they
Steve, do you want to try something for science?
Oh god.
Could you turn the YouTube to dark mode?
That's a lot to ask.
Nope. I don't know how. I don't think you can do that.
You have to do it through YouTube, not through the chat.
Yeah,
So
just leave
because
it. Just leave
yeah,
it.
Leave it.
for science failed.
Huh?
I was just thinking because I did that on my
Yeah.
personal phone, so I don't have a glaring white screen shining on me.
Right.
But I was like, oh, for that, it might be easier to read if it's black.
Dark mode master race.
Yeah.
Well-
See, I don't like certain apps. I don't
Oh.
like it.
Some things not segment. We'll just pop it off. Norm, what do you got for the folks in the old off track?
Not too much. I didn't think anything show worthy, but now that we're doing it to the minions in the YouTube chat only, I helped my sister move a washer and dryer this weekend, which I was
Did you get stuck in the dryer?
no, I was
The dryer's fine.
thrown this quest
Washer's the worst.
like 8 hours in advance because my dad was going to help her, but
Help
my
me
dad
stuck,
hurt his
bro.
leg
I'm stuck.
and he's being rowdy Burns about it. Won't go to the doctors.
Oh, is
my
he really?
Yeah. So my dad's like, can you go help Sam
sounds
tomorrow?
like you with your shaky hands.
You can fix it right
Yeah,
here.
literally,
Now what's it
probably.
gonna be?
But I'm not possibly dying from having shaky hands.
Oh god.
But
sure about that?
he's ancient and his legs don't work anymore, and he's just like, I'll go to the doctors when I feel like it. Like now would be a good time. Like your legs are
Yeah,
going numb.
now would be good.
Like that's something you should get checked out.
I
sir.
like Carteropolis' idea. Do off track Monday, news Tuesday, race recap Wednesday, and questions Thursday. Then Dirty Mo might hire us.
Yeah, see, right?
And we'll just swap out the co-host every other year.
Yeah.
Why is the show tanking? Must be Mike Davis. Let's switch out the co-host. So I helped my sister on Saturday, which turned into an entire day
Usually does.
because it was supposed to be like, oh, it's 30 minutes away. Just go with her and pick it up and bring it back. I was like, yeah, but then like I have to get it into her apartment. Like she lives in a townhouse,
Yeah.
like a 3-floor townhouse. I was like, yeah. Well, he's like, oh, well, she didn't say anything about that. I was like, well, of course she didn't, because that would make you not want to help her. So drive down to Wilmington, pick them up, drive back up home, or she's like down the street from us. Get it to her house. They're not at all prepared for this. We have to go through. They live in a townhouse. My other sister lives on the bottom floor that they kind of turn into an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So like we have to go through the bottom floor, move all of her shit, which it's a tiny little townhouse, a basement. So like there's just shit everywhere because it's small. Like she's using the stairs as decorations and shit. So like an hour to clean up and just get past. Now we're taking doors off the hinges and shit. Get the old wash and dryer out, lug those
all I
down
can
the
do.
stairs.
What?
Take doors off hinges.
Yeah, like it was a nightmare.
After a
And
monster, you can.
Get the shit down.
Kyle.
Drag the new
Small wiener joke.
what we do first? Dryer up, which the dryer was making noise. That's why the guy was selling them.
Hmm.
And her dryer was fine. Her washer was broken. So we dragged the new dryer up. Oh, it doesn't fit
I've never had that problem.
in the room.
Yeah.
It's like a tiny little bathroom
Yep.
that they like the back half. There's like a half wall, and you walk in, and that's where the washer and dryer are next to each other. Well, the toilet sticks out 3 inches past the half wall. The dryer that she bought was too wide to fit through the half wall.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind past the toilet. So I was like, oh,
Now you're stuck.
yeah, it's making noise anyway. That's why the guy's selling it. I was like, let's just screw it. Bring your other dryer up here and have mismatched dryer and washer.
Yeah, as long as it work.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to. I just bought this for $200.
Yeah.
Is your washer not worth $200? That's a good deal for just a washer. Never mind the dryer.
Right.
So she's sitting there. Her boyfriend goes out, gets a freaking die grinder. Is like, I'll cut a hole in the wall. Like, no, you fucking won't.
No, Jesus.
You don't own this house.
Yeah, no,
this
no,
is
you
a
won't.
rental. Well, we can fix it. Like,
What are you, Bob the Builder?
you have a dryer that fits. So now we're taking apart the new dryer to make it smaller somehow. Don't know how you think you're going to do that without disassembling the entire thing.
It doesn't just get thinner.
I'm like, oh my God. So we're doing that. Meanwhile, she's underneath it trying to figure out what's making noise. Dude, 6 hours I was there. Put the old dryer back, put the new washer in there. I didn't even watch her hook the shit up. I was out. I was like, dude, this was my entire day.
Good Lord.
And I just wasted it doing this. The next day, she took the dryer completely apart, disassembled it, figured out what was wrong with it, puts it in the room, reassembles the whole thing. I was like, you guys are insane.
No thanks.
Sounds-
Did you use the moving straps? Like the
No, we did
things?
at the dude's house. He had a set, so we used them to get him in my truck. But at my sister's house, we used a dolly, which up narrow stairs that the thing barely
Ka-tunk,
fits.
ka-tunk,
was a good
ka-tunk,
time.
ka-tunk.
I bet.
But luckily, it's a rental property, so I didn't give a shit.
I don't care.
It sounds
I
like
And
got
her
the moving straps.
boyfriend-
Those things are awesome.
Her boyfriend, who's
that's how we got your fridge out of the basement that you wanted to leave, and we convinced you. The fridge that was covered in decades of cool stickers, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave it here. And all of us, I forget who it was like me, I think
Damn.
he was there.
Scumbag
Who
was
else
there.
was there?
You were
Off-
part of the veto leaving
Officer.
the fridge. Yeah,
Officer
Steve.
Steve was there. The Officer Steve was there. We all looked at him like, you can't leave that. It was like
Yeah.
old H2O stickers, old, like every VW show that you could ever think of, old parts, like the
Oh,
perfect
yeah.
garage fridge. And then you could see it when I said, Kyle, garage fridge. And he was like, you're
All
right.
right, fine.
He's fine.
Yeah, it's still holding strong, so she's still alive. What do you got, Dan? Anything exciting? So you hit the links.
Yes.
Pushing
Finally,
your cart, you fucking Sally.
dude, fight me. There's no way that you carry your bag, prissy pants.
Yeah, I'll carry him. If I'm either in a cart driving or I'm carrying him.
How often do you walk? Well, you never play golf anyway, so.
I play like 4 times a year. I probably walk.
Well, you take the helicopter from hole to hole,
Yeah,
don't you?
Yeah. Dude,
Take the chopper.
Bro, Push Cart Mafia. I got a goddamn cup holder. I got places for snacks.
Yeah, I saw Dan on his story post. He's like, "We're back. We're so back with this little push cart." And I was
Damn
like,
right.
"Hey, does that have a phone for you to clip a
Bro,
phone mount so you can watch Golden Girl
Yeah.
reruns QVC live?"
When I'm watching the race.
Fucking
Hell yeah,
Sally.
dude. Yep.
I saw the one reason why I would never use those push carts. I think I hung out with you guys. We
'Cause
went
you're not
somewhere.
87 years old.
We went somewhere like the day after you guys golfed, and you got rained out at the end of the day, and they were both in the back of, I think it must have been Steph's Tiguan,
There was the Tig one.
and they were filthy
Oh, yeah,
with
they're
grass.
filthy. Yeah,
I
they
was
do.
like,
Yeah.
would have left them there, dude.
Yeah, no,
way.
we usually can get them relatively clean. The worst is right now at some places, like the place we went yesterday, is the goose poop.
Yep.
Oh,
Thankfully,
yeah.
thankfully, it's all like dried out, so it wasn't sticking to anything.
When I played in high school, we had to use them. They like
Yeah.
made us use them because we played 4 days a week.
Yeah.
And those things would get
Oh, yeah.
disgusting. The second it drizzles, disgusting.
So I have no shame. I love them. I don't want to carry my shit around. And
Oh, they're super convenient, like in terms of not having to carry your shit
yo,
around.
like I said, I
You just look like a loser.
goddamn right. I look like so did
Really?
everybody.
Is that a
so
f-
did everybody else out there yesterday.
Yeah.
Is that a common thing people judge you for?
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
golf, you get judged for everything. Everybody judges everybody because everybody has their way of doing
If you
something.
have the push cart things are designated for ladies and old ladies.
Wrong.
And old men.
Not anymore. Everybody fucking has them.
Yeah. And everyone's a Sally.
Dude, I'd rather.
So what does everybody else do? Just like lay their bag on the ground?
No,
Carry.
he carries it. He's like a bag.
Yeah, but
with,
when
like,
you're taking your golf clubs out of it, you
Well, so
does it
he-
They all
stand?
stand.
So I don't have a stand bag because we're either using a golf
Oh,
cart.
that's obnoxious.
We're either using a golf cart or we're using our push cart. So
Yeah.
we both have like stand bags, like cart bags. We don't have the ones where
Yeah.
you put them down and the legs go and fly.
Yeah,
Which
float
I'm
out.
assuming are way lighter.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah. And they have the double straps so the bag
And they're
like,
probably
goes
just
sideways.
softer material.
No.
Yeah. They usually got a big pad on the back. Like they're not bad to
They're not.
carry. Yeah.
They're not bad. I just would much rather just
Oh,
be
I
able to do
watched
that.
your movie this weekend that you just the long game. The Mexican golfers.
Oh,
in
that
the
was a
50s?
great movie.
Yeah, I watched that this weekend.
That was a great movie. I
So-
watched
I
that.
love Dennis Quaid, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna watch it.
I watched that this winter. That was a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been nice enough to actually go outside. So yeah, we came down here. That was the first place to reopen in the general vicinity of us. So nice to get back out there. We misjudged it. It was beautiful for the first 9. It was a tale of 2 9s.
Mhm.
Shot a
Oh, I saw that.
shot
yeah.
a 38 on the front, and then
You
as
put
soon
on a
as-
show in the first.
dude,
nine.
I was worried I would because we haven't played in like 2 months.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a rhythm thing. It's like, oh, it's you know how to do it, but it's like if you're not doing it often, you kind of forget timing and everything. 9 holes in, I'm like, bro, I am 2 over. I'm not doing bad. Like, and then we get to the 11th hole, and it's like someone turned the fan on.
Mm.
The wind just started ripping down in Marshfield yesterday, and
Excuses.
it was not fun.
I put on a show and then the wind turned and I
Oh,
couldn't
fully.
do it.
Yeah, dude, I shot a
That's why
32
I
on the front 9 there
exclusively
once.
Play 9 because if it's good,
Yeah,
I win.
I
If
should have
it's
just
bad,
walked
I
away.
leave.
I'm still not mad. I shot an 84.
Wait, so you
day- on that-
exclusively
really good game.
you exclusively play 9?
I never play 18. I never have time.
Then how are you bitching about him having a cart bag?
Exactly. That's what I mean.
If
This
you're only
is-
playing half the course, yeah, of course you can carry it for half
yeah,
the time.
this is what I'm
You
talking
couldn't
about.
carry 2 holes, so shut up.
He
I
carries
can
2
carry
right
both
now.
of your holes, no problem. But weighs about 165 pounds soaking wet.
No, there was one hole I had like a $1.70 in the little app I use because we have the sensors on the clubs. We got them for free and tried them and loved them, so we ended up just buying in on them.
Sensors on the
It's-
clubs?
So basically, it's called Arcos, and like there's sensors that you screw into the grip, and they have like microphones on them, or that's like I think that's how it works. It knows when you hit a shot, so it knows which club that sensor is on. So it tells my phone, you just hit your drive with your driver. Then it follows your phone with GPS, and then when you hit the next shot, then it knows how long you hit your driver. And then
Well, that's cool.
so after you play a bunch, then it will tell you like it knows what you hit, like your averages with the clubs and all that shit.
Is it going as it must go like point to point? It's not like measuring how far you're walking
Yeah, it
and shit.
basically goes point to point. Like, so
Okay.
if you hit a
Hit
ball
to hit.
here and then
Yeah.
you hit a ball here, it just goes straight line. You hit it.
Oh, so you can
X
easily
amount.
cheat and just keep walking and then put a ball down and be like, I drove
Yeah,
375.
if you could. You
Yeah.
could. So, but it also takes into account like the weather, and it's not incredibly accurate.
Fanny pack in the chat.
Yes, I know. Don got his one day late. I wanted him to wear that to Phoenix, but he's going to Vegas.
No.
He's going to Vegas this weekend, so he's
Oh,
going to
hell
wear
yeah.
it to Vegas.
Put your chips in it.
So I had like 165 in. It was telling me it needed a 200 shot because it was like a 16-mile-an-hour wind in my face, and it was like blowing my hat off.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, this is bullshit. There's no way this is gonna happen.
Sounds hot.
I was like, I'm gonna fly this fucking ball over the green. I hit my whatever, like my 200, 210 club is perfect. Like even Steph was like, oh, that sounded so good. It goes up, and I swear to God, it came backwards. It went 120 yards.
Jesus.
We
She's
played
like-
in Australia.
She's like, you couldn't have hit that any better. How was that so short? I'm like, the fucking wind. Like,
Jesus.
I was livid.
Just drove it.
But we had fun. And then, yeah, last Thursday we went. This is like the weird shoulder season where we're doing all sorts of stuff. So, like, Thursday we went snowboarding. Thursday
Nice.
night. That was a good time because it's now the fun, mashed potato-y, squishy, warm. Like,
How far away is this golf course?
from us, it's like an hour 30. It's just down. It's down in Marshfield. It's a couple towns down.
And how far away is the
Near
mountain
half hour,
north?
yeah.
40 minutes.
Yeah, so pretty much 2 hours apart. You snowboarded one day and golfed the
Yeah,
next.
yeah. And with the
pretty
weather,
sick.
and with
Yeah.
the weather this week, it's supposed to be. It was like damn near 60 today. It's
Bro,
supposed to be-
today was nuts.
it's gonna be warmer tomorrow. It's supposed to be 65 tomorrow.
Jesus.
And I couldn't believe it last week. Camper still had over a foot of snow on the roof. Like I went to bed that night. I looked out before the sun went down. Had like an over foot of snow on the roof. Got up the next morning. Could see it still had a foot of snow on the roof. You could just see the top of the air conditioner.
Yep.
I got home from work. Gone. All the snow's gone. I'm like, what? This is great. What happened? Like
Turns
I am,
fast.
dude. I'm watching the snowbanks just vanish before my eyes, and it is wonderful.
Tis the season. I don't have a whole lot to report. Did brakes and oil change on my father-in-law's car yesterday. Went out to dinner with the wife's family.
What kind of car's that?
Mark 6 GTI.
Oh, he's got a GTI.
Yeah.
Nice.
I also, why does it have a 13 on the caliper and then the bracket is a triple square M14?
Oddly enough, what year? Is that a Mark 6? So
Yeah.
I noticed they did that, and then I noticed they fixed it. Like Steph's Tiguan, I did the brakes on that. No triple squares.
Yeah.
But you did need a scan tool because of the stupid electronic e-brake.
Oh yeah, see this doesn't have that, but you do still need to press
The
it.
GTI, I noticed it does not have that. I still have the old school pulley one, but like,
Yeah.
I'm glad I read shit before I did Steph's brakes because I found so many forum posts when that was new. People were like, I'm halfway through a brake job and I can't do the rear brakes. What? Or like, I tried to compress it and I blew the caliper to bits because it's electric and they
Yep.
break
Woogie,
'em.
woogie, woogie.
So I grabbed this is when I did her brakes like 2 years ago. I grabbed just like an Amazon. It's a cheap little scan tool, but it's a VAG specific one. So it has
Right.
all the like throttle body adaptation, the rear brakes, like all that. I was like, all right, this thing's sick. But yeah, I noticed that I was expecting, I brought my triple squares to my dad's house because I was using the lift that time. And I was like, there are none.
It's a wonderful thing.
Your dad doesn't own triple squares?
No, he doesn't.
Why would
work-
he have
He
triple
doesn't work on
squares?
Eurotrash.
That's
Yeah,
like,
so
uh,
that was really dumb.
He
Like,
bought me triple squares
I
for
watched
Christmas
my
many years
dad-
ago.
Oh, it wasn't triple squares. It was a BMW, old, like pre E39 5 Series,
Yeah.
whatever the 90s 5 Series was, or early 90s. He was taking apart the ABS module, which you should never do, but I'll take it apart because it's going to cost me a couple $100 to replace it, so I'll wing it. He was filing down Allen wrenches because it was a 5-sided Allen wrench.
Oh, God.
That was like their safety tool. Like the average Joe doesn't
Wait.
have this tool.
Forgot I had a beer.
So he was filing down Allen wrenches to make 5-sided Allen wrenches to work on that.
nice.
Yeah, European.
But that was like pre-triple squares. I remember he was doing something on his buddy's car. And he's like, "Do you have these weird Torx bits that are like a sun?" I was like, "Triple squares?" He's like, "Oh no, they're weird and they're pointy." I was like, "Yeah."
I got a whole set of triple squares, and I think I've only used them to change Mark III
Hey, we
axles.
got a new subscriber, Heather
yeah.
Nicole.
Hell yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
I think I've only used my triple square set. I loaned one out
Might be
for my
Chole. I'm not sure.
for my buddy to do rear brakes on his Jetta, and
Nikolai,
I've used
maybe she's
the
Russian?
one for Mark III axles like 17
Heather
times.
Nicole.
So yeah. So you
Nice.
did brakes?
Yeah, I did brakes. I went out to dinner and watched the race. That's about it.
You do anything else this week?
No.
You've been pretty absent all week. I figured you were just Mr. Busy.
No, I've been just crushing yard work, trying to clear out all the Japanese knotweed crap. Looks like bamboo shoots almost.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
just
yeah.
takes over the world. There's a huge section of it right at the reed line in my backyard. And I hate it because like the reeds are beautiful. It's like marshland, the water, reeds are nice, and then there's just this big giant section of the knotweed, and I hate it. And this is the time of year where you could chop it all down and it'll
Yeah.
compost. But the second it turns green, you cut a tiny section off, that will now grow a whole
It like
new one.
regenerates itself
Yeah.
like a crab leg.
Well, yeah, they're very much like succulents. You pull a little leaf off a little cactus, stick it in the ground, it'll make a new one.
Yeah.
So it was like the time to do it. So obviously it's been windy as living hell
Dude,
the last couple
I
days.
thought we were losing trees the other night.
Yeah, come down here. Then come talk to me. It is horrible.
Oh, I'm sure it's bad here. We had
The run off the water.
Yeah.
So I spent probably 6-7 hours on Saturday tearing as much of that out as I could and taking all that stuff out. And where we cleared the rest of the stuff in the backyard, I've been planting seeds and stuff like that, trying to get that to not wash away because it's just all mud from where all the
where all the crap
yard
was you cleared
junk
out.
was. So yeah, just a lot of house stuff clean up.
Just getting your go
whatever.
kart track ready.
Springtime. I haven't touched that thing yet, but yeah, getting there. Plugging
Dude,
along.
the wind was unreal. Like I was standing in the yard the other night and I thought trees were coming down. We heard a couple come down in the woods, which is terrifying because you don't know how close it is or where it's coming from.
Yeah.
But like, I think it was Friday night. Yeah, Friday night into Saturday was awful.
Oh,
It was
so bad.
And it's like you've been to my house, you've seen the trees. It's like, okay, if one of these trees comes down, what expensive thing is it going to
See,
hit?
I don't know what I would hate more, like here or there, because here, like I get the wind blasting off the water, but I cut all the trees down, so
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. At your house, I'm like, oh my god, oh my god,
I
oh my
have
God, oh my
like
God, oh my
fucking,
God.
I have like 60-foot pines that it's like, if that falls, depending on the direction it falls, it's going to crush the camper. It's going to come through the house,
Do you just,
or it's going to land on all three cars in the driveway.
do you just run
Like,
outside and like try to catch it on the way down? Like, please,
No, we were sitting there the other day.
Take me with you.
A huge branch came down. And it's like the dogs are running around in the yard. Rocco keeps trying to go in the woods. Steph's having a panic attack because she's like, there's branches and shit flying all over the place. She's like, get out of the woods! Like,
Yeah.
it was just, wind is the worst. I hate
oh,
it.
and I feel like we just moved to Chicago because for the
Chicago.
last like year and change, it's just been nonstop.
Especially this time of year.
windy as
Yep.
hell, and it's so annoying.
Yep.
Like I'm trying to do any. I can't use my leaf blower. There's just no point.
It's
It
nature's-
just blows
nature's
right
leaf-
back in my
nature's leaf blower.
face.
That's why they call Weymouth the Windy City.
They do. They do say that. Cool. Well, that's about all I got. You guys want to pop off the show?
Yeah, I guess we'll actually do the show now.
Yeah, I guess we could do that, huh?
Yeah, it could have been an E34. It's like the old, like E30 Generation 5 series.
Yeah, for those in the chat that didn't know, we're now doing off track in the pre-show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for you,
Deal with it.
YouTube listeners are real fans.
probably why there's only 11 people in here because they're like, oh god, they're doing off track. I'll come back in 20 minutes.
That's how many real
Yeah,
fans we
probably.
have.
True.
Yeah. A couple technical difficulties as always, but we're figuring it out. All right, everyone, pause for a second so I can actually push a button. Heather and Chole in the chat. Oh, I forgot. Damn it.
Boo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of the Loose is Fast podcast. Your podcast home for all things NASCAR and some things not. I'm your host, Kyle Belcher, and joined as always by Mr. Daniel Walker.
I'd like to thank Jesus for helping me wreck that guy.
How long you been sitting on that one?
Just thought of it.
That was good. Norm Pelletier,
Hashtag Racing for Jesus.
an executive producer in the chair, Mr. Scumbag Steve.
He doesn't have a mic yet, but we're working on that.
We'll figure it out. On today's episode, we will talk some NASCAR news, recap the weekend at Phoenix, have some fun, answer some questions, react live to the new monitor for the chat in the old YouTube.
I know we can.
Just kind of sick.
It's kind of. I like it. I still have the YouTube on my phone because we need every viewer we get.
Yeah, so you give yourself extra
We're really
credit.
pumping those numbers up
Yeah,
by
pump
having it on
numbers
our
up.
own phones.
Yeah, so if you have time on Monday nights when we go live, join us because we've propped up a monitor on top of the headphone boxes, so we can.
It's
see them.
ugly behind the scenes, but it's working. So who cares?
Yeah, and Scumbag behind the computer over here pushing all the buttons so we don't screw anything up, or
still
at
screw
least
it up.
could fix it faster probably. So yeah, we're making this thing happen. So anyway, before we get into that and all things that is this wonderful show, Dan, pay the bills.
Brought to you as usual by the Revival Motoring Network. Head on over to B4B, sign up for that. You can do one-time donations using info@rivalmotoring.com. That is also the home of Kyle's Race Day Challenge.
Yep.
Which is
Race Day Challenge is if you donate the dollar amount that matches the driver's number you believe will win on Sunday and guess correctly, we'll send you a little something.
somebody's got to bet $20 at this point, right?
You right, might as well. Other ways you can help us, you can also go over to loosesfastpodcast.com. No more
Merch.
Shopify stuff in there. You can buy yourself some merch. 'Tis the season.
We've
We
had a
are
couple.
in the season. So buy yourself some merch before you head to the track.
Yeah, we had a couple last week. I know Mr. Don Runkle was at Phoenix this week and is going to Vegas this coming week, and he bought himself some stuff. So it didn't come in time for Phoenix, but he will be decked out for Vegas, which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
That might be
Fanny
the first.
pack and all.
That might be the first fanny pack to make its way to a track,
It might be.
because I think we've only sold 2, and Ricky is in a wheelchair. So
Yeah, he fell out of a tree. Fun fact.
Yeah, I don't think he had it in time for last year. He might have.
I don't think so.
Cool.
Yeah.
The other Some Things
Oh,
Not segment. Oh,
Hold
sorry,
on.
go ahead.
Other ways to help us: reviews. We don't have any. I looked religiously all week, and guys are letting me know we haven't had a written Apple review in quite a while.
You were looking religiously, so you threw your phone at the wall?
Yeah. No, he squished it against
Yeah,
the wall.
squished it against the
Oh,
wall.
yeah.
Last written review we got on Apple was January 24th. So
Wow.
if you haven't
this
done
year?
that yet, if you haven't done that yet,
23.
go leave us a written review on Apple. You can leave us 5 stars on Spotify.
Tell us how cute Norm isn't.
Yes.
Steve, what are you doing? Dude, he almost just came in so clutch.
He really was.
It
Like,
wouldn't
oh
let you
my
drop a
God,
link
this
in
is
there?
going to work out. He's going to be the best producer ever. And it must just not let you put links in chats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That probably is. Never mind.
It's okay. I will give you credit. We're up to 152 on the old Spotify.
Hell yeah.
I wish I could see. Do we
They
have
did
any-
fix the 5-star thing because I think the 4 button works now on Spotify. I think we got a 4.
We have been for a while.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, we
well.
got this is fun though. We got comments like 2 weeks ago. Great audio here on Spotify. Thanks for this podcast. I look forward to listening to you guys every week from Jarrett Watkins.
Hey, what's up, Jared?
These
love
comments on the
J-Dub.
comments on the episodes are cool as hell. We
yeah,
got
you have
like
to check those out.
Daytona. We got from Do Colds.
What's up, dude?
Do Colds. The NASCAR season has officially begun.
Let's go.
This is kind of fun. I didn't even notice these before.
Carter Ropley in the chat with the scumbag shot that we're.
That's a ricochet shot.
That's a lot.
That's a
That's a
ricochet shot.
That is brutal. But yeah, quick update to the show. This is usually when we get into the Some Things Not segment, in which we call Off Track. But we decided to move Off Track to our pre-show on the YouTubes. So come join us on Mondays and hang out and shoot the shit with us in the pre-show chat.
Yeah, if you subscribe to the YouTube, you will get a notification when we go live, and you will be able to join us and hear all about our lives.
Yeah. And watch us struggle to make everything function.
Yeah, if
But
that
we'll
if that
eventually
interests
figure
you,
it out.
that doesn't interest everybody. We found out a while ago that is the most skipped section
Yeah, and
of
if
our
you're-
podcast.
If you're also punching air right now because you're one of the people that actually care about us, thank you. We love you.
Appreciate you.
You can still go back and watch the YouTube live afterwards.
Yes.
So, it's going to be there the next day.
Yeah.
No, it's there right now.
Cool.
It'll be there.
Well,
as
yeah,
soon as
but
we hit-
it'll still be there. It
Yeah,
doesn't,
once,
it doesn't
once
go
the
away.
live ends,
I know.
it takes
Yeah.
a second
I know.
to come back up.
You just
But,
can't live chat with us and say crazy inappropriate things like MG Carter Upley's trying to do.
That's pretty good, though.
He's trying.
Yeah.
I honestly think he's actively trying to get us canceled. Like I think he's
Hey,
actually a
but-
plant. He's an industry plant.
It could be, but also it could get us enough eyeballs to actually help.
Carter Upley, does Dirty
on.
Mo pay you? Are they just trying to sabotage us?
Dan saying he's an industry plant means that the industry knows we exist.
True.
Yeah, that's
So
important.
that's a
True.
bump,
That's
dude.
a
That's
bump.
a bump
Someone
up
from
for
the
us.
industry, we will take it. Cool. So yeah, normally we
Norm.
would get into the old
Jesus.
off track, but should we go into Norm's favorite part, or should we go race picks first?
We should just kill the YouTube chat because we're not making out of this episode alive.
Oh my God!
That's Ed. That's my Ed.
All right. We'll get into some callbacks. We'll start with everyone's favorite, which we call Norm's.
Scheme of the week.
Hot.
No, I don't like that.
That's too much.
It's too much.
That was too
You gotta make a button with us saying it.
Your headlights are on.
You gotta come up with a new one.
Yeah,
You've said that every single time you hit that effect.
It's
it's
perfect
it's
for it.
effective.
Yeah, exactly. Norm, scheme of the week. What do you got?
It ain't
Some honorable mentions.
it
And
ain't
I'm
the
sure
one
it's
car.
Probably not the one.
The
'cause it
one
just-
car, super cool, but goddamn, that's a lot of words on a paint scheme.
That's a lot of words, and
Too
I'm
bad I'm
not
not
reading
reading
them.
2-car Menards, seen it a million times. A lot of people were surprised it had a monster logo on it.
That's been going on for
We've seen that for years.
yeah.
Back to when he was in Xfinity racing that paint
Yeah.
scheme. 3, didn't see it. 4, Long John Silver's not bad.
I liked it.
A lot of blank space on that that Haas, but we've seen that same paint scheme for years. That's a wave,
it's
dude.
missing. It's just missing a letter.
The
A number, I should say.
The best part about that is on the back of it where it says fish. Yeah.
Fish,
Still my
Fish,
favorite.
yeah. Larson back to his typical stripes on the front. No more funny business.
I like the consumer cellular.
I love
car.
the consumer cellular scheme.
Looks even better with the roof take.
The
taken off and
7,
sleeves
no
gone.
one voted for this game bridge. You're liars.
Yep.
AutoZone. Chase Elliott also back to his traditional paint scheme. The 10 car,
What a
don't know what the
terrible
sponsor
picture.
was.
It was some like lighting.
Yeah, it was
like,
kind of a cool looking scheme though.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Sport Clips banger scheme, a couple years old. Worth.
God, I love the Worth.
Honorable
Worth is
mention every
great.
single time that thing hits the track. I've voted for this scheme for hell, it feels like 5 years now. Yeah, it's they over thickened the outline on the 12.
Yeah.
That's been a complaint of mine since the beginning, but it works. Yep, Celsius pretty normal. Thomas, I mean, I
it-
didn't hate
all right.
it.
You were talking shit about this. I think I saw you early in the week before it even hit the
Yeah.
track. And then I saw it yesterday during the race, and I was like, I don't hate that.
The only thing I wish the hood was just the orange.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they kept the giant Kroger logo on the hood. It'd be perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, the hard cutoff on the hood is rough.
If they left the red,
Yep.
the red's fine, but you got to keep the orange. It's orange and blue, and then it cuts to white and red. It doesn't fit. But
If-
other than the hood, I think it's bang.
Yeah, the side, I mean, this is the same complaint we had with the 47 for years. A lot of their schemes, the side profile of the scheme was
Phenomenal.
awesome. Like the Reese scheme for a couple years.
Yep.
They've had a couple that were awesome, and then they just cut the scheme off in the front.
Yeah.
And they're doing the same thing. This looked better than the 60 did a couple weeks ago.
I want to know where the other half of the bagel is, though.
It's right there.
It's in the driver's seat, dude.
No,
there's-
you got 1.5 on this side, and then 1.5 halves
What
on
do you
the
mean?
other side.
Those are two halves. Make a whole bagel.
No, that's a whole half bagel under the 17. Like you take a bagel,
Yes.
cut it in half. That's a half of the bagel, right?
And that's the other
And then
half.
That's a half of a half.
It's on top of it.
Oh, is it stacked?
Yes, they're stacked on top of each other.
Oh, scumbag screwed us up.
There we go.
there.
We're good.
All right, we can move on from
No,
this
now
paint
I got to
scheme.
prove Kyle wrong. Go back. It's a bagel stacked on top of another bagel. They're like this.
Yeah, they're like leaning.
I'm seeing like where the cut off one is. Is that
Yes,
on
that's
top of it?
underneath it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like this.
Because it looked like 3/4 of a bagel on this picture for the angle I'm looking at it.
They're
Oh,
just
no,
sitting on the
it's-
plate.
It's not bad, but it's not good. 19, I love
Did
this
we just
scheme.
argue about a bagel for 5
We
minutes?
did. We
I
need to
wanted
move
know
on.
where the other half of the bagel went.
We got rid of off track because it was nonsense. So let's talk about bagels for 45 minutes. Reeser scheme, I like it. Did they run the scheme last year, or is this
Similar.
new?
I
It's
don't
very
know.
similar, yeah.
Yeah. It also had like the Reese's logo has that like fleur de lis on the top of
The
it.
little florally crown
The
thing
little like wheat symbol. That's all over the scheme.
in the black
Shadow. You
Yeah.
can't really see it. Super cool scheme. Still have no idea what the heck Reese's is. Eero.
Oh,
It's food.
God, it's
21. I love the colors. Scheme is super boring. I love the colors, but the outliner on the 21's kind of meh. The light blue is trash. 22, I hate the Hunt's Pizzas cars. Always have.
It's the shadow. that screwed me
23,
up.
not bad, not
The
great.
shadow looked like it was.
It's a downgrade.
Are you still on about the bagel?
Yeah, I am.
24, the Z.
It's bothered me
The
all
HP
weekend.
schemes are terrible.
I hated that car.
34.
I didn't even see that car yesterday.
I like it. They've run this for a couple years. It's a cool one.
So what are the honorable mentions and what's the winner? We don't have to go through
There
all.
weren't too many custom crazy cool schemes this week. Aaron's car, always an honorable mention.
Oh, the 41.
I didn't hit. I love the Andy schemes, but it had Haas on the hood. Killed it for me. The winner, though, I'm just going to shoot right down to the winner and stop.
Oh, yeah.
The best friend scheme.
My favorite.
I've given the 48 such a hard time for the past few years
Yeah, you have.
with just having the most generic, seemingly AI generated paint schemes. Then the primary this year, huge step up, in my opinion. But this scheme, and you guys know how I feel about realistic pictures on paint schemes, take the dogs off of this scheme.
No.
And the design is sick.
What
Like
about the cats?
that.
Can the cats stay on the scheme?
Yeah, I mean, just saying, like, this looks like a Jimmy Johnson 2016 scheme.
Yeah.
The shape, the colors are a bit much. It looks like Jimmy or the old FedEx schemes. So the purple and orange is a lot, but the design of this scheme underneath all the adorable puppies and kittens, yeah, like that would be a sick primary scheme.
Like
I liked
that-
it a lot.
That with the colors like the teal, purple, pink.
Yeah,
would
or
be
just
sick.
the current colors. Replace the purple with black, vice versa, and just do the traditional ally colors. This scheme would be top tier.
Also, I wanted
I
to
like
shout
that a lot.
out. I wanted to shout out the merch that they have on Alex's website for
Yeah, I
Best
haven't seen
Friends
it
car.
yet.
So they have 2 hats. They have the Best Friends logo with the outline of the track because he's only running it at Phoenix Spring and he's running it at Pocono because
Pocono,
he
yep.
always runs it at Pocono. So there's a gray hat with the Pocono track map and it says Best Friends in the middle of it.
Yep.
It's sick. And then they got a couple really good shirts. So I wanted to shout the merch out. The merch is fire.
There was a couple little things with this paint
He's
scheme
got some great
also
merch.
on the door.
Yeah, that shirt
On
doesn't
the
fit me
on the
anymore.
white, there's a little light purple outline on it. That's just a little bit of detail
Oh yeah.
that looks really good. And then the nose, they changed it from the renders. They dropped the orange down so it goes down to the splitter, and I think it looks way cooler than the original renders. But I love the design of the paint scheme. I'm not a huge fan of animals or pictures on cars, but I think this one worked really well.
Yep.
Scheme of the week.
Also, we are one step
48.
closer to the old Ally Hood logo,
Saw that.
which I love. And I know our buddy Joe Sanchez, also a huge Bowman fan, runs Ally on all his iRacing schemes, runs the traditional old logo.
Yep.
I love the old Ally Hood
I
logos.
also wanted to bring up during this segment, we talked about the frozen custard car. Fox, you don't have to try to zoom in on the name rail when they're doing 150 into the corner. Mike Joy was like,
Oh,
and it
it's
says,
so bad.
he's like, it says cold cut. He's like, it says cold custard on the name rail, and every camera at the track tried to zoom in on the name rail while the car was at speed, and I almost threw up. I got like seasick. I was like, what are we doing?
Oh, it's awful.
I love the 80s custard schemes, though.
The-
The colors are so good.
I think that scheme with the new Haas number looked awesome.
Yeah.
I think the number like fit the vibe so well.
Also, honorable mention the Pit Boss car that Sheldon Creed was in.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
yeah.
Was sick. I'm not a huge
Yeah.
fan of Real Flames, but that car was cool looking.
The Pit
They
Boss
do a
cars
good
have always
job.
killed it
Yeah.
because
I mean, they're very similar each time they do it, but they
Yeah.
don't really miss.
Also,
Yeah.
did you guys see the little commercial that they did? It was kind of funny. It was Sheldon Creed and Cole just being awkward as hell grilling for like
I-
10
Oh,
minutes.
yeah, I
no,
saw
I missed
It
that.
was super funny.
What were you gonna say, Dan? Something? Hip
I
House
lost
related?
it. I lost it. Because who was run that in Cup? Was that a Cup car?
Almirola.
Almirola. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, we all
Pit
hate
Boss,
now.
because that's where he normally finishes each race. Fucking bum. In the
Nice.
pits, DNFing.
Nice, nice. Cool. Now we'll head into the last segment of the old callbacks. Just not posing too well for me.
Yeah, you were really
We got our race picks.
looking back at it. Your pick was terrible.
Oh, terrible.
Like looking at the stats we found out yesterday about his last like 9
I knew it was
races.
bad, and I even called that out on the show. But we also got to use people at certain points.
Well, you use him up all you want.
I sure did.
That's like
uh,
this race for me. Like, I feel like I'm just going to burn somebody here.
Yeah. Anyway, calling back to our picks from Phoenix, I chose Ty Gibbs. That did horribly.
Dude, he was
But
in
he,
like
I mean, he was in what, 10th when he crashed?
Yeah,
with
something like
3
that.
to go. It would have been fine, but not so much. And has a horrible last 10 races. But anyway, Dan chose Mr. Joey Logano, getting him 33 points.
Can we talk about the roller coaster ride I went on yesterday?
Yeah, you went.
I'm
on a-
leading. I'm
for
in the
a-
back. I'm
for
out of
a
tires. I'm on the
ride.
wrong tires. We're on the right tires. We're on the wrong tires. What are we doing?
That was a whole race for everybody.
It
You
was
want to know the
worth-
roller coaster I was on? I was watching the entire race thinking Dan picked Blaney for some reason. So like finished stage 1. Byron finishes first, who I picked. Kyle's about to mention it, but I picked Byron. Blaney finished 5th. So I was like, all right, I got 10 points. Dan got 5. We're tied.
If
we're
only
tied.
if only someone had made a graphic with all of our race picks on it that Norm could have referenced.
Yeah.
I did. And then I went to pull it up because I was going to post it in Discord to make fun of Kyle, I think. Because I was like, oh, yeah, that fucking Ty Gibbs pick's really doing good
Because
for
stage
you.
1, he was in like 34th.
And then I looked at it,
Yeah.
and I was like, all right, cool, copy. And I was about to post it, and I was like, wait a minute. That's not a 12.
That's a 22.
That's a deuce.
And like Norm just mentioned, he chose Byron getting the most points on the day for any pick so far this year. With 54.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably the highest
Oh yeah.
points for a race.
Yep. Highest was me. Now it is you. So That brings our totals. So Norm also gets the win, beating the three of us for 54 on the day. Big day.
Yep.
So that brings our totals to 127 for Norm taking over the lead. Dan 111, and I'm in the back with 87.
Oh, Connor Zillich back there,
It
dude.
was
Yep.
tight, but
Yep. Not anymore. But I mean, look at it 2 weeks prior.
Oh, I know.
Before it got to, it was way off. It was
Yeah.
it was a 30
I had a
plus
50,
point
I had a
swing.
50-point lead or a 30-point lead. Sorry,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yep. So it can change quick. Hopefully quick for me this week. Anyway, we're going to Vegas this upcoming week, so we got to choose for Vegas. I get to choose first because I got absolutely nothing. I'm going with the guy with the best average finish in Vegas in the next gen car, Mr. Ross Chastain.
Ooh.
I didn't know that until I looked it up
I
earlier
didn't know that
today.
until you just said it.
Yeah, by a decent amount too. No wins, but five out of the last 6 top 10.
Yeah.
4 of the last 6 top 5s.
Hmm.
So he's going to crash early, and I'm going to
Yep.
get nothing.
Yep.
This might be the year of Dan's curse passing over to me.
God, I hope so.
That's why I was posting the race picks, because Blaney had just blown up. And I was like, there's only one person you can blame for this, and it's Wait. It's not Dan. So Dan,
My
you
turn.
pick second, yeah.
I don't know why I'm going with this. I just think that the old Chevrolets are going to have some speed this weekend. And in honor of our new producer, give me Chase. Give me Clyde Elliott.
Why would you be concerned about that one?
I'm not concerned about it. He's actually could end. Well, he won Texas last year, so
Yeah, you're like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I thought you were going to
Chase,
go.
to
I thought-
me.
I had high hopes of you picking something ridiculous.
Well,
and then you
the
just let me
problem
down.
with Chase is I feel like ever since the next gens came out and he sucks at road courses now. Well, not sucks, but he's not what he was.
no,
There isn't a track where I can go. That's
Chase.
Chase's track.
Yeah.
Like,
but then he also could pop one off, and you're like,
like in what is it, 2 weeks or in a week when we go to Homestead, you're instantly Larson, Reddick, Bell, like you know the guys. There's no track
Denny.
that Chase just you go. Chase is awesome at that type of track.
Right.
It's just he's just there.
Yeah, it used to just be Watkins Glen.
Yeah, he's just
like you
there.
go to Watkins Glen, like this is Chase's house.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's why I didn't. It almost feels like a throwaway because he could have a 20th place day. He could win the fucking race. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's weird.
The one thing with Chase is right now I feel like he's kind of on that Bowman path where he's not getting a lot of stage points.
Yeah.
Like Bowman right now is the recovery kid.
oh shit.
He takes a bad race and turns it around. Chase is kind of in the same
Not a draw.
ballpark. I'm going to go with a guy much like Dan. I don't know why I feel like he's going to have a good week, but he could turn it around. His season's been pretty glim up until this point. I'm going to go
Glim?
with old Christopher Bell.
I was waiting for somebody to pick Bell, and I'm hoping that you're the curse that ends this pain and suffering.
I could be, but who knows? Maybe he'll just get stage points
I
and
was-
wreck out late.
I was strongly considering
I
it,
was
but I was
too.
like, you know what?
I was too.
No. And what really bothers me is because my first pick for last week, I was like, I'm just going to take Bell. I'm like, 3 in a row is nuts.
Same,
I'm like,
same.
and I also don't want to burn him early. Should have.
Yep.
Wrecked it.
I just want one of us to curse him because as I saw a post last night, I'm getting really tired of Midsta for Bell. I have
It's
no
funny
problem
because
with Bell. He's boring.
Was I talking to you guys? I was either talking to you guys or I was talking to the wife. I was like, I just have this weird feeling that this was after his first win. I was like, I have a weird feeling like this is the breakout year.
Mhm.
Everyone's been saying for the last like 3 years, like, oh, we're waiting on the Bell breakout year. I'm like, I think this might be it.
I feel like-
it is.
I put Bell and Byron kind of on the same page.
They get
Where they're
hot
just
at one point.
Yeah.
so boring, but they're just so averagely good, even
Yeah.
though right now they're just on top of the world. But I feel like those are going to be our two Mark Martins.
Yeah.
I feel like those are the two guys that are just going to be so good, but they're never going to win a championship.
So good and always there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think he could, but I mean, dude, he just gets shot in the foot every year at Phoenix.
I agree with that. The craziest thing, I mean, we're going to talk about more of this as we get into it, but like Byron's still the points leader.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the three-peat all day long, and he's still the points leader. So, yeah, we'll see. But that does it for the race picks. We got upcoming for Viva Las Vegas. Cool. We'll see how it shakes out. Now, any other callbacks before we head into the old news segment?
I don't think so. I think you actually got them all this week.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Here we go.
It's so good.
Big shouts to Mr. Mike Carveropoli, one of our listeners.
I
that
almost
made that
wanted, like,
beautiful sound.
The background music to be that the Mexican sound from Grand Theft Auto, like doon 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 doon. You guys
I-
ever play Grand Theft Auto and it's like a 15-minute song that always plays on the radio and it sounds like a mariachi band, but it's just like doon 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 doon.
Nope.
Oh, I missed my buzzer. I didn't put that in there yet. Just give him one of those.
Yeah, it's fine.
instead.
You'd know it if you heard it.
All right, we got a couple bits of news. Nothing, not a whole ton of news, but a few things to talk about. Good talk points. We got Spire Motorsports in the news. We'll start with. They announced that William Byron and Kyle Larson will be doing some Truck Series races for them. Larson will be doing Homestead in Bristol and Byron at Martinsville as of now. So yeah, see them put on a show in the 7 truck or 07.
Yeah,
whatever
and
number
I
they're
think both races that Larson is doing, he's doing the triple header that weekend.
Yep.
What a wild move. Triple header.
Yeah, but it's, if anyone can do it, it's him.
Well, yeah, of course, but
Because he'll probably do a dirt race on Thursday night and Monday night.
nuts. Oh, yeah. Sweet.
That's why we got a producer, baby,
Yeah.
to pass Kyle drugs.
All right. Now we'll don't really want to give this time, but I guess we will. NASCAR's in the news because NASCAR has filed a lawsuit in return,
And nobody cares.
effectively a countersuit. I dug into this a lot, and I was going to give it some time, but I'm not because I'm just sick of it, and I feel like all of the fan base is, and it just sucks. They started quoting the Sherman Act and all this crap, but basically they're accusing Curtis Polk, 2311, Michael Jordan's right-hand man, basically accusing him of collusion, trying to get all the teams to join him and boycott this and boycott that and whatever. Now they're saying, oh, I don't know if the charter system can even continue. These teams don't want to see the growth of the sport. In my opinion, it's just NASCAR trying to pull the teams against the other teams.
Right. I
Yeah,
feel like this
yeah.
is like a threat to like kind of get the other teams to gang up on the two that are fighting them.
Yeah. So I don't know. Whatever. We'll pay it no mind.
I've been doing my best to just forget that that's even happening until there's an update like this, and I go, and then I move on.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want to think about it.
We got Penske in the news. We got Austin Cindric getting fined for the turn.
Called
at
it.
Coda.
Called it.
50 points, $50,000.
They basically
No
quoted,
suspension.
They quoted saying it was a lower speed incident and blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of people not happy about this, and a lot of them, the people that aren't happy about this, are the people that have gotten in trouble for right hooking. I know Kyle Busch had some strong words at the
did.
track this weekend.
Right. Well, if the excuse you're going to use is it's a lower speed, tell us the speed that it's okay to right hook somebody then.
Yeah.
Because your ruling dictates that there's now a speed that it is okay to right hook somebody.
Yeah. I don't like the inconsistency. I mean, I do think that the punishment matches the crime in this situation, but I also don't like how inconsistent this is making it, because now we're just creating yet, like Norm just said, basically, yet another gray area.
Yeah.
I mean, I see both sides, obviously, but I it should be in the rule book. It should be cut and dry. You hook somebody,
Yep.
it's a suspension.
Yeah, left or right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. You intentionally hook somebody, whether it be retaliatory or not, whatever the case is. If it's an accident, you get loose, you get into somebody, fine, whatever. But when it's clearly intent, I can't believe
Which is
that
what-
we're still doing it.
Which is what that was. That was you saw him turn
Speed
down.
or not, like someone can get hurt.
Yep.
You know, you can do hundreds of thousands of dollars in equipment damage, like whatever. Whether you want to be a safety thing or whatever you want to call it, like, oh, this one's going 120, this one's going 95. Really?
Yeah, either way, you're turning somebody broadside in front of traffic towards a wall, so no escape route. What if Zane Smith didn't check up fast enough? It's only 100 miles an hour, but he's going to hit him
And
100
he
miles an hour
stood on the
square in the
brakes.
door.
Oh, yeah, he did.
So it's just
Watching that replay, I can't believe he stopped.
Yeah.
and tie that
Shouts
with
to next gen brakes.
yeah, I mean they're fucking dinner plates.
Suarez could have used him this weekend.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, could have used other things as
Hey,
well.
we got an order on the old store.
Hell yeah.
Hey, thanks.
Hey.
We should have
Hey.
a pop up on the stream.
Becker.
He just followed us on Instagram.
Nice. All right.
But this
Love you, buddy.
penalty,
Oh,
Yeah? I hope so too.
yeah,
I
fanny
guarantee
packs.
He's a fan. I feel
Fanny
like
packs are gonna be the number one seller.
I feel
soon.
like he's a fanny pack man because he can put a bunch of hot dogs in it.
Oh, you can carry all your condiments right there.
Yep.
it was a slow start, but But I think the fanny packs are going to
The
skyrocket.
fanny packs they're on the way up. They're a big mover, I think.
But real quick, the last thing I want to say about the Cindric penalty is we've had 2 penalties in the past 2 weeks that are cut and dry penalties that this should have been as well. The Larson wheel.
The
If a wheel falls off, that's 2-lap suspension. You lose 2 guys for 2 weeks or 2-lap penalty.
Yeah.
That's a cut and dry rule. The wheel falls off, that happens.
Did
you
they
get
not
the penalty.
do that?
They did.
Oh,
Cut and
okay,
dry.
Okay.
No gray area. Logano this week at Phoenix. Cut below the yellow line. Was it a centimeter? Was it an inch?
I'm glad you brought that up.
But that's a cut and dry penalty.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Cindric right hooks a guy, and they go, nah, well, if we go by kilometers an hour, it wasn't nearly as fast.
I hated the Logano thing because
I love
you
it.
had no. I'm saying what I hated about it was you got Clint in the booth. Oh, give him a little wiggle. No, because then you create a fucking gray area.
And Harvick said that instantly.
yeah, Harvick
Yeah.
was like, no.
Instantly.
Yeah.
He goes, you give him an inch, you're going to take a mile. And we've said that 1,000
Yes.
times on this show. And
Bro, Clint in the booth this week felt like somebody that was negotiating over a contract and not getting what he wanted.
yeah,
I noticed
He was
that
very
too.
terrible
combative.
this week.
like combative the whole time.
Oh my
It
God.
was weird. But I'm glad you brought that up because especially the booth and then people on Twitter, are you kidding me? That didn't advance anything, blah, blah, blah. And it's exactly like Harvick said. You give him an inch, you're going to take a country
Yeah,
mile.
I didn't agree
And
with that.
I'm really, I was like, holy shit, that's tough. But that's right. That's how it
yeah.
should be.
See-
These are the rules because how often are we talking about officiating or
We're not this
rules
week.
or
We're not this
whatever?
week, which is great.
And it's just great to be like, yeah, that's the rule. You can't fight that. You can't debate that.
When-
You can say I don't like it, but that's the rule.
Yeah.
They followed it. It's done. And then you can't spend 5 hours on the next 7 different podcasts talking about.
When the Logano thing
What if?
happened, I didn't like it. A, because I picked him, but B, the first angle they showed, I'm like, huh? And then
Oh,
they
yeah.
showed the head-on angle, and I was like, nope, that's cut and dry. He's below the yellow line, and the ass of the car still hasn't crossed the start-finish line. That's you're done.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah, I'm glad. Well, Cindric got lucky per se because he gets to keep whatever points he had.
Yeah.
I do want to mention, though, if you listen to DBC,
Playoff-wise.
which I did on the way here, I got most of it done. Tommy Baldwin made it sound like, I mentioned this to you guys before, but I want to reiterate it. Tommy Baldwin made it sound like the penalty was changed overnight, which I'm just curious to see if anyone comes out and says anything about that. Because when he said it, he goes, I don't know what changed between 9 p.m. and 9 a.m., but the penalty he got was not the penalty we heard.
Hmm.
And he's a higher up on a team, especially a Ford team.
He was a competition
So
director.
he probably is hearing, hey, the 2's getting docked with this penalty from NASCAR, Ford Camp, whatever. And he said that he's like, I'm not going to get into it, but the penalty he got was not what we heard on Wednesday, whenever the penalty was given.
Interesting.
Very
So.
interesting. Oh God, Carter Rupley's already making more adjustments to the news as you
Great.
recommended with
Phenomenal.
the GTA in the background.
Yes. See, he knows the reference. People
Nice.
know it.
Nice. What's funny? I mean, he didn't even have any playoff points, so he wouldn't have lost them. But the big thing here is
He did. Oh, yeah, he hadn't won a stage or
yeah,
anything.
yeah, no stages or
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, I mean, been up front. He hasn't got shit for it, but he would have got nothing for the rest of the year.
Yes.
This would have been the first time that we saw you get
Oh,
nothing
if he
I
got
award
suspended.
you
If he
no
got
points,
suspended,
and you're
yeah.
screwed for the rest of the regular season. So this would have been the first time we saw that rule come into play because he would have had everything taken away if he had anything,
Yep.
and then he would have not
Nervous?
accrued anything.
No, it's just if I stop shaking my leg, I explode. Sorry.
If he had accrued anything, he would have got nothing for the rest
Right.
of the regular
Yep.
season. So, yeah, he got away with one there. I mean, and he handled it well. He's like, I didn't handle myself well in the face of adversity and got penalized for it. Like, I'm not gonna say
I ain't
anything.
saying shit.
I'm gonna take this
Yeah.
penalty and leave. Like,
And
it
he's
sucks points wise, but I didn't get killed for the regular
I'm
season.
going to look real quick, but he's still not last in points.
No, he's pretty far back.
I
but-
saw an interesting thing today that what was it? It's Corey LaJoy is only like 10 points behind Ty Gibbs with 2 less races.
That's bad.
And he was like 20 something points behind Ty Gibbs, and he's like only a couple points behind Cody Ware.
You know who's even worse than Ty
He's
Gibbs?
2 points behind Cody Ware.
He's 2
currently.
points behind Cody Ware with 2 less races, and I think he's under 20 or close. He's pretty close to Gibbs too.
Cole
So-
Custer is still below Ty
Yeah.
Gibbs.
Yeah.
That's bad.
So you have Austin Cindric in 32nd with 52 points, so he lost half of his points.
Yeah.
Brad Keselowski, 33rd. Ty
Oh.
Gibbs, 34th. Cole Custer, 35th. Cody Ware, 37th.
Yep.
So he still has a couple
Rough.
people behind him, but Not the start to the season he wanted.
What other bits of news we got? We got Joe Gibbs Racing. We got the Briscoe penalty.
I'm mind blown by this.
Called it.
Yeah, you did. I think they had. They knew they had a strong case, basically saying that
Called it.
it wasn't their fault. It's how it was installed.
Yep. I had this sneaking suspicion that the spoiler material was just raw. It was, drilled out for
Yeah.
the bolt holes, but it was just raw, no sleeve in it.
Yeah.
So it was easy to go zip, 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 zip back and forth a few times. Like, oh, got to test fit it. Oh, got to test fit it. Oh, sorry guys, we used it a few times, putting it on and off, and there was extra clearance there.
Yep.
And they're not wrong, and they won. I don't know if that's the case, but I had a sneaking suspicion of that. And you watch when they go buy new ones from now on, they're all going to be sleeved.
Probably.
Every single one of them is going to have a little metal sleeve in it.
I'm with Norm. I was shocked when that came down. I mean, good for them.
Yeah. And I hope that's the case because I hope they found a gray area because that's just cool.
Yeah, I
Like,
miss it.
What better stories are there on the downloads than the cheating stories after the fact? So if we hear this 10 years down the road, we're going to be like, I remember that time you guys pulled that shit and you got away with it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, and
So I hope that's the case.
I'm in a couple of those groups on Facebook of like the vintage stock car restoration and stuff, and I
Yeah.
miss when those cars were works of art.
Yeah.
When you had a team of skilled craftsmen literally
Yeah.
like trying to wring out every thousandth of a centimeter that would make a difference. Now it's just here's the fender, bolt.
Yeah,
Here's the
well,
bumper,
That's
bolt.
the thing. That's why I kind of like it because now we talk about the car is mostly a cookie cutter, and there's
Walmart.
not a lot of places
Cars from Walmart.
to find those edges to massage here and there. If they just found one that gets them get away with it for the pole at Daytona, hey, it's kind of sick.
Yep.
Kudos. Almost got killed by it, but hey, I don't know. So yeah, they get all their points back, which makes a huge difference to them.
Cole Pern not suspended. Or James Small. Why did I say Cole Pern? Sorry.
Not MTJ anymore.
Cole Pern retired.
The two of them are
Dan,
the
did you
same.
just have a flashback?
The two of them are the same person to me
Dan, what year
sometimes.
is this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Cole Pern, Canadian, Smalls, Australian, same person.
It's 2017 in Dan's brain right now.
Yo, I think
Who's the
Furniture,
president?
Guys, I can't wait till 2020. It looks like a great year.
I think Furniture Row has a real shot at this.
Really like the look of that 78 paint scheme
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. It's weird that Dale Jr. is not racing anymore. I know he was just racing last year.
Yeah, it's just- that modern car right there over to your right.
Yeah, that's brand new, isn't it?
Yeah, I got that this
I
weekend.
really think this is Corey LaJoie's year.
Up and coming. Why'd you have to say that? Why do you have to be like
Awful.
that?
The last bit of news that I got here, Goodyear in the news because we just found out today that Dylan Berry and Reddick are all still at Phoenix doing some
Which
additional
Dylan?
tire testing. Huh?
Which Dylan?
I don't know.
Austin.
Yeah,
You have,
I
to,
would've
you have to
figured.
verify.
If
Yeah,
you're gonna
fair.
choose, I guess that's the better option.
I was gonna say him, but I was like, 'cause that seems like the obvious, and then you're gonna be like, nope, tie. Like, why?
Yeah.
Hey, on those tires, he charged through the field for quite some time
Yes, he did.
on those tires. Give him some credit there. He had a pretty damn good run.
He did.
If they didn't have that penalty at the end, he probably could have scored a top 10, top 12.
Yeah, I mean, he ran well. He did really well on those tires. The car reacted really well to it. Charged through the field and then shot himself right in the face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coming down pit
So
road.
apparently the three of them, so obviously one car per
Speeding, right?
manufacturer. Yeah,
Yep.
speeding. One car per manufacturer. According to Bob Pockris, they were there for like 10. They're there for like 10 to 12 hours today,
Falling dead.
and they are just testing softer than yesterday's tires.
Yes.
like even softer. Which
Yes.
good.
Dude,
Continue.
give me a tire that can only go 30 laps,
Yeah.
please.
Like
Yeah. Well, this one we didn't see a full run.
yes, we did.
We didn't see a full field run.
Dude, Joey ran like 65 laps.
Oh, fuel would have gone longer than that. Denny was saying on his
Oh,
podcast
true.
the fuel was going 75 plus.
True, but still, Joey almost did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a
Yeah.
65, 70 lap run. It was close to a full fuel run.
Yeah, Denny said there was still a good amount left.
It
He
was-
thinks
it
would've
was way
fallen.
more
That's
than
what
they
he said on his podcast.
Yeah, they were saying before that they only saw them go 45 laps, and they were all like,
Yeah,
"Oh, this is
yeah.
uncharted
They
territory."
definitely went longer than anticipated, but I don't think we saw the full
I
extent.
forget who
mean,
they said. Maybe it was McDowell in practice, went like 40
It was
laps,
McDowell's.
45 laps, and they were like, they recorded.
I was watching practice, and McDowell
big
just
temp
went out.
difference though between those days.
It was cold as hell on Saturday. Not cold as hell, but it was like 50 on Saturday. It was way warmer yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, McDowell went out and just the first half of practice just did like it was like
Blistered 'em.
45, 50 lap run on the softs.
There also wasn't rubber on the track and stuff like that when they were practicing.
True.
So
Well,
Yeah.
they're doing softer than the options, softer than the
so
softs.
they might still run the same yellows. It's just a softer
Well, the
red.
yellows could become the reds, and then the new reds could be what they're testing today.
Well,
That's
they're
what-
not
that's-
doing the options for the championship race. They already said that.
No, I'm saying like what his
Oh,
question
yeah,
is.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
from
They
what I
could be
heard, they were
shifting
still
both
talking
down.
about
No,
it.
from what everything I read and they were talking about on the teardown today, that NASCAR had already come out and basically said that this race they're doing the options to see if the softer ones work. If the softer ones work, they're using them for the championship race.
But not
Yeah.
they're not running options. They're running
They
one or the
just
other.
One or the
soft.
other.
Yeah.
The
Just the
soft,
soft.
if
Yeah.
the softs worked, which they did, those will now be the tire.
Which I don't think. I mean, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here, but I don't think the softer
Whatever, we're talking
tire.
about them testing. So
Yeah,
keep going.
I think if you just run one tire, we don't see as good of a race.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree with that. I like having the option to pick
Yeah.
the option.
I also
You know what I mean?
one
Because that adds an entire new element of strategy. We talked about this before, like that Formula One has. Like they do that shit, and I think it's great. Use it as you please. But if you just give everybody the better tire, it just makes it the same
one
damn race.
thing. Well,
Yeah.
I think though with a softer tire, it'll bring in management. Like we even saw some yesterday with the soft tires. Was it
Yeah,
Preece?
but the
Like,
extremes are cool.
it is. But I'm saying I think even with a softer tire, it's not like the biggest problem we've had in the last X amount of years is that the tire can run 1,000 fucking laps. So
Yeah.
every lap is a qualifying lap. If you give them a softer tire that if you run qualifying laps, it's going to make it 45
Right.
laps. If you want to conserve, you can run like Logano did yesterday.
Right,
Because we watched
exactly.
him do that. He got out to like a 2-second lead and then just maintained. He backed
Yeah, for
off.
what, like 15 laps
Yeah,
or so,
he backed
probably.
off to maintain. So even if they all have the softer tire, I think you'll have
Oh, yeah.
comers. You'll have comers and goers because you're gonna have a guy that's in 20th, throws the softs on and just rips through the field, but then 30 laps into the run, he's gonna go right back.
Like I do every race on iRacing.
Same, dude. every damn tire run, I do the same thing.
But I 100% agree with what you're saying, and you are 100% right. But it would be very cool to just take the primes,
Yeah.
and the hards and the softs. I'm not doing that.
Hard and soft.
Hard and soft, and taking them just that one step further down.
Yes,
So
Yeah.
get what you want with a softest.
I wanted
And then
to.
a regular
I wanted to
soft.
bring something up.
That'd be sick. Loud.
Yeah, they were talking about on the teardown which tracks they could do it at. They brought up Pocono, which could be sketchy, but they would have to do some testing. But like Loudon, Gateway,
Richmond,
Richmond,
God,
which they
please.
did it at Richmond last year.
Yeah, we need those.
But
give us just painted.
Well,
wheels at-
Loudon, I think we're just going to make it rain every year.
yeah, I'm fine with that.
That's the only way to fix
That was
Loudon.
the greatest day of my life.
Is
That was
one
the
we're not
coolest thing.
dying in the grandstands. Although in September it might snow,
It might be cold.
so that's kind of a
That's gonna be a
risk.
cold
That's a
rain.
risk.
Um,
But make it rain because that race was fucking awesome when that was.
I
happening.
wanted to bring up too with the tire thing. Shouts to Goodyear, NASCAR, whoever the fuck figured this out. I was worried. I think Corey brought this up on his show last week. Before we knew how many sets they were going to get, he was worried about them giving too many, so everyone was just going to run reds all race. Shouts to them only giving them 2 fucking sets because that made you have
Yeah.
to think.
Yeah.
You've got
When am I going to use these?
You've got the pre-strategy of I'm going to throw them on early, come from 33rd to friggin' second in 15 laps, but now I may have screwed myself at the end of the race. Then you got Joey gets a penalty. Now they're to make up for the penalty, we'll run one of the sets of reds. Then out of left field at the end of the race, they're like, guess who still has both their sets? Ty fucking Dillon. Like, you
Yeah.
know,
I don't
I
know
thought-
how he did that. He like rode around as the only car a lap down for an entire
Yeah.
run and saved a set of reds. And then
I-
he had the golden freaking horseshoe at the end of that race.
Yeah.
He was gonna win that thing.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
just
damn near
loved,
try anyway.
I love that they only gave, because didn't they do that with when we did the option tires like the first time at Wilkesboro? Like they gave them too many.
Yeah.
So everyone just ran the fucking
That's all
reds
they
the whole
ran.
time.
Yeah.
So I think only
Yeah, it was like you
giving-
got to halfway and they were just like, okay,
yeah,
good
so
tires now.
only having 2 sets really made strategy wild yesterday.
Yeah.
I said it
I
last
think it was
night.
the right call.
I said it last night. This might be the first Phoenix race in like a decade that I was like, I was like watching it intently the whole time.
Yeah.
I never felt like I was bored waiting for the end of the race. Like it was interesting to watch the
Yeah.
whole time.
I mean, 100%. I mean, we're kind of just like morphing into the weekend, so just yeah, we're gonna keep talking.
That's our race car
yeah,
sounds now.
that's whatever. We're already in the middle of it.
Noom,
But-
noom, 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 noom.
Oh, please.
Make that a button.
Please, somebody do that. Oh my God, please. That was perfect. and you
get
were
the,
by
get the
yourself
timestamp.
too.
Get the timestamp.
42:10.
Ish, 42-ish.
42:10. That was that's great. I need that button now.
I like the original button though.
But yeah, I 100% agree with you. Like that was the first Phoenix thing. I enjoy the dog leg cutting. It's ridiculous. It's the only redeeming part of that for the most part. But yeah, it made this weekend actually awesome.
I appreciate the next gens where the dog leg is a little sketchier.
It's a fucking
it's
risk.
bad.
It's
Like
a
the
I
risk.
didn't
Xfinity
realize how bad it
cars.
was.
It's bad.
The Xfinity cars look sick because they're just dropping sparks the entire time they're doing it. So Xfinity cars can run the dog leg damn near every lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, some
But
of them
the
too
next gens, they're hitting rub blocks every time they do it. Bubba came out and said before the race, he goes, "They told me not to do it. I'm going to do it, but they told me not to because it damages the car."
Yeah.
So I do like that the next
Far. What was
gens
the
kind
in-car
of
of the Busher? Was a
No,
Busher
there was
in-car
one with
at qualifying?
SVG.
oh
There was an SVG
qualifying.
one. Oh, qualifying. In the race, they had SVG, and he was like,
No,
Oh, yeah,
Chase
no.
Elliott won on like lap 4.
It was
Yes.
either practice. It was qualifying. I want to say it was, and it was Busher that just
I didn't see qualifying.
like snapped his neck, just sploosh. Oh,
They showed
God.
Chase on like lap 4.
Yeah.
And he was like if he had a pass or a driver's mirror on that thing, it was gone because he got that close to the pit wall.
Yeah.
To cut the
yeah.
dog leg.
So anyway, Xfinity race talking points. Speaking of cutting the dog leg, that went well.
I got to give him a little bit of credit, though. His post race interview,
Yeah.
Austin Hill, he owned it. He
Yeah.
knew it. He was like, I fucked up.
And I heard his in-car radio too. He's like, guys, I'm sorry. Totally owned it.
Yeah.
Give him credit.
I'll give him
100%.
credit that he owned it. But yeah, there's a wall there, Austin. You can't go down there. And I get it. He said, you go into that corner behind the car, you can't see where that is. So he tried to shade
was it?
down.
Noah at North Wilkesboro did that.
Yep. He tried to shade like a headlight down, and there wasn't room, and just bounced off the inside wall. I hated that for Sheldon because
Yeah.
he was just minding his own business, and all of a sudden he's got Austin Hill in his door.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people were quick to shit all over Dean Thompson for ARCA breaking into Austin
No,
Hill.
he got absolutely yeeted
If
by
you-
old fucking CZ.
Yeah, if you watch the replay, Connor Zilich buried him.
It gives you wings.
Yeah, everybody checked up, and the 88 just pile drove Dean Thompson
The
and
problem
shot
was
him up the track into Austin Hill.
He
It's
hit
just
him on the
not-
left rear.
Just not what he needed.
No.
Yeah, he hit him on like the left rear, so it kind of just turned him to the right and shot him up. If he hit him square, it probably would have been fine. But yeah, that was a bad look for Dean Thompson for a couple seconds there. But then you're just like, oh, damn, he got murdered.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
took a couple replays, and then I saw the one, and I was like, oh, there it is. That's what
Well,
happened.
because most of the replays are the top down that they're
Yeah.
showing, and just Leroy Jenkins is way right.
Yeah.
in
Was
there.
this when CW gave us a side-by-side for 5 minutes of the
Side
same
by side of
screen?
a side by side.
Yeah.
No, that was everybody. It was
Yo,
funny.
dog, we heard you like side by side, so we gave you a side by side and your side by side, so you can side while you side by
See,
side.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. It's funny to make fun of CW for it because they're new and they don't make the mistakes every 5 seconds. They do like
yeah.
there's like 1 or 2 good blunders a race. Fox, it's just disheartening and kind of makes you sad on the inside to talk about their mistakes.
Yep.
So CW is still fun to make fun of them because they're excelling everywhere else.
Yeah, I want to give them some shout outs while we're on the same topic. They're the fastest lap icon
Yep.
was the coolest.
I
thing.
love that. And why didn't Fox instantly go, we need that?
Just it's all it was. Little icon, simple. You know where to find it. Done. Like
I mean, Fox
it just makes sense.
Fox still doesn't know how to keep track of cars when they're on pit road.
It's true.
Never mind adding a fastest lap tracker.
oh,
They would have gone to
oh,
the pace
oh,
car
oh,
half the
oh.
time.
It's so bad. I don't know how they continue to just beat Fox. They have never done this before. Like this is their first time doing this because last year when they took over late in the season, it really wasn't their broadcast.
No,
This is entirely their thing.
no, it was
now.
literally just their channel. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the only thing that
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was just broadcast on their channel. You're right.
Yep.
And now this is their production, and they are putting on a show.
It's awesome.
Their booth is great.
The booth
their
chemistry
graphics
is
are
awesome.
They've had plenty of blunders, like you said, but we can give them a hard time. They're just figuring
Right,
it
but
out.
they're 1 or 2.
We're 4
and
weeks in.
They're almost like
They're awesome.
comical.
Yeah.
Like
they're-
when something happens, you're just like, I understand what went wrong here, so this is funny.
Yes.
Fox, it's just like, you've been doing this for 30 years. How are you showing the wrong car and talking about it?
Yes.
I
I
can
will say,
constantly.
Yeah, and
CW
Chase Elliott ran a great line through the apron, and they're showing Christopher Bell.
did you see yesterday in the Cup race, there was the Lucky Dog battle coming to the end of stage 2, and Mike Joy's like hyping it up, and then they don't even know if that's like they're at the line or not.
Yeah.
He was like, and who's going to get it? And
Yeah,
then the
because they
camera
cut
cuts
to
away,
they
and they're
cut
like,
to C. Bell all by himself crossing the line.
no, he was already done. He was like cooling. He was on the cool down on the backstretch, and they're like, he's like, and who's going to get it? Seabell. Mike George is like, and it was Sean Hunter Nemechek. Cool. Thanks,
Yep.
guys. Like, and
Waiting for another
I will
pen toss.
I will
Well, we
say
had one last week at Coda.
there was one last. Was it a pen toss or was it like a deep sigh?
It was
the big sigh.
It was like
it was a
I will say CW does have its issues though, not with the actual like broadcast, but I don't know if you saw the shit out of Atlanta. So
What?
obviously CW is over antenna. It's a lot of affiliates.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of stuff about affiliates not even showing the races.
Yep.
And the fact that they don't have the race on the app is like, okay,
Yeah.
so you can't see it on the affiliate. If I live in one of those places and you can't just watch it on the app, like what the hell?
Yeah, they got to fix that.
Atlanta, the affiliate in Atlanta, white flag in the Xfinity race. Everybody dives off into one. Boom. Cuts to Atlanta Hawks pregame show.
It cut off.
Cut off
It wasn't even. It was like
Last
a pre-recorded, like little hype video that you would see
for
like,
baseball.
like basketball on at 9.
It
Move that. It keeps clutching.
sorry, and it led into the like Atlanta Hawks pregame. They just cut it.
They
Literally,
never went to the finish.
nope. Literally 100 feet
No, the one
after
I
the white
saw it
flag.
did.
Nope,
Maybe
I
it's
saw
two
that
different ones.
I saw the one, and it was Atlanta specifically because the CW actually came out with a statement. That
I
was
saw
like,
I saw the one that like it cut to a commercial real quick. The guy stood up and like there was a guy clapping, or it cut to a commercial and they cut right back. I saw that.
No.
Yeah, but they did it twice on the last lap.
Let me
That
see.
commercial one,
Yeah.
and then there was another one. Somebody in our chat. I don't. It might have been W. It might have been somebody else.
Well, let
said
Dan finish. He said that one they had put out a statement.
yeah, the CW actually put out a statement that was like, we are working with our affiliates. We're sorry that this happened. I'm trying to find.
At least they acknowledge it.
Yeah, I thought
Fox is
that
like,
was
yeah.
about the one me and Kyle saw. I didn't see the one where you completely lost coverage.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it
But
now.
I'm glad that they own it because
Yeah.
Fox would never come out and be like, "Hey, sorry that we showed you the back of the grandstands on the pass for the lead at Coda."
Yeah.
You know, Fox will never say that. CW's like, "Yeah, our affiliate absolutely screwed up."
Because
We're
there
sorry,
was
we're looking
somebody
into it."
else
That's great.
that I think was around the same spot in our Discord that said they came home, turned on the race, and it was just college basketball. They're like the race wasn't even on the
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah, I mean some of the local affiliates, I guess, can make their own call. Weren't you having issues with that last season? at the
No,
end
he
of
just
the
doesn't get it.
I don't have that channel.
You don't have CW at all?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I told him
That's
just get the
interesting.
antenna, but
Oh,
yeah.
we will continue to work closely with our affiliates to ensure that the entire NASCAR Xfinity Series continues to receive the premium treatment racing fans deserve.
That's awesome.
And it said at
That's
the
a-
top.
Yeah,
I like,
it was
I
really
like
good
the
statement.
first line. We appreciate that our affiliates are still learning the power of new programming and the implications it has for serving our collective viewers. Our local affiliate Atlanta has acknowledged the mistake in prematurely ending coverage of yesterday's NASCAR Xfinity race, and will be assured this will not happen
Yeah,
again.
it was super heartfelt,
That's great.
genuine, and it felt like they were like, hey, we realize how big this is.
Ooh, Sephora.
Like, we realize that this is going to get 1 million plus viewers. We don't want to squander this. And
Yeah, and this
and
is
ruin
this
it.
is great. They're treating Xfinity with so much more respect.
Right.
And
Unlike Fox, who has trucks,
yeah, whatever it's them.
Xfinity, and Cup, everything below Cup doesn't matter to them. And we've seen the bare minimum they give to Cup.
And
So
the
it's
bare
like when,
minimum they give
when
for
it's
trucks.
Fox Sports for trucks, dude, they could cut away to a freaking squirrel. Like, dude, look at this guy. like what? There's a truck race on.
they got 2 cameras running and they just don't care.
Yeah, like,
um,
nope, water skiing squirrel. We're watching that now.
But no, like kudos to CW yet again for
Wow, I
for
can't-
Yeah,
doing-
they're awesome.
doing great
I
stuff.
swear to God, Gluck retweeted
Oh,
that, but I
we
don't
also
see it.
didn't shout out the Xfinity race with the GovX 200.
They got
We always
enough
talk about
shout
the
outs, dude. They got
Yeah.
enough shout outs.
Yeah, they did.
They were all over the place. I saw that
As
same
they should be.
I saw that same commercial 15 times, but I think
If you're sponsoring the thing,
yeah,
you should.
every time the tracker at the bottom refreshed, big GovX logo popped up. So I mean, that's another thing CW is doing. They're one, treating their viewers right and owning up and fixing any mistakes they make, but it's also the main affiliate sponsor for the race. They were giving them plenty of TV time.
They should.
So I
though,
think
because
that's
the
going to be a
whole
huge thing
point.
too.
I understand that some of them aren't always like a consumer thing, and I guess GovX really isn't either, because I actually know what GovX is now. It's like a supply company for first responders,
law enforcement
military,
stuff,
law
yeah.
enforcement. Like they can buy normal clothing, like exercise equipment and
Yeah.
clothing, like nice clothes and whatever. And now I actually know what it is. But how many races have we seen that we get the whatever 300? I'm like, No idea what that brand is.
all the time.
I
So
now brand awareness. I have brand awareness of GovX.
Yeah.
They did a great job.
So I found the video. So this is Peachtree TV, which is Atlanta's CW equivalent.
Okay.
And we're
See
watching.
They are coming to the white.
We're watching.
We're crossing start finish line. Oh, right into baseball commercial. That's the one I saw.
It
But-
never.
but
It didn't
it
come back.
never came
it never
back.
came back. Yeah.
We saw the same thing.
Yeah.
And it cut back. That just
So
kept going.
I heard
Yeah.
that it for the Atlanta people, it was during when they were coming to green, it did it. Then they quickly rebounded, and then after they took the white, it did it. But I thought it came back
Nope.
for the finish.
The one that you and I saw is the same one
Yeah.
because it blinked and they came back.
Yeah.
Oh,
did it
okay. So
twice, yeah.
here's Awful Announcing actually posted it. The broadcast did not return to the race when the commercial break ended. So it went to white flag. That baseball video was a commercial. There was a commercial break, and then
Yeah.
it jumped right into Atlanta Hawks basketball pregame
Oh my god! I
after
would
the
have
commercial break. I would have thrown my TV out the window.
Yeah, I would have needed a new TV. Oh, that's
Well, they missed
rough.
the end of the race, and we don't need to talk about the end of the race because
Yeah, so we're going
makes
to.
me
We're here.
mad.
A couple other talking points during the race.
I'm
but
fuming.
We'll just get right to the end of it. Tell him, Norm. After a dominant performance by Justin
So,
Allgaier,
Green
per
white,
usual.
green white checker because the warp core car went rear firewall deep into the wall.
Got warped, would you say?
The
Sick,
warped
sick car though.
warped
Great.
core car.
Great engagement from them all weekend too. By the way, having
Yeah.
like some of the drivers, all the Xfinity guys, like do their playlists for
Yeah.
what their Warp Tour
Yeah.
lineup would look like. Big shouts to Brad Perez, who was heavy in that because they know the audience.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, gorgeous scheme. Yeah, I love that
Sick
scheme.
scheme.
That was
Very Andy's Frozen Custard-esque because that's the same color combo, so it looks good. But green white checker, I think the 7 was running away with it there.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, gets green white checker, and your fastest 4 cars throughout the day were the 7, the 19, the 17, and the 20.
Yep.
Allgaier, Almirola, Bowman, and Brandon Jones must have hired the Stig this week because there's no other reason why he should have been that close to the front.
Was spot.
But they get green white checker with those 4 up front. Allgaier goes into turn 1, and I don't know if he overdrove it or if he caught the yellow line, but Allgaier just drives up 3 lanes too high, pushes the 19 almost into the outside wall to the point where they both have to lift. Brandon Jones gets to the inside, puts him 3 wide, and Bowman, who was outside second row, gets the run of a lifetime and just splits
Oh,
through the middle 4
Fucking
wide.
beautiful.
Doesn't lay a fender on nobody. Clean as can be. Scoots right through the middle. Very reminiscent of
He's cut
the
through
final
them like,
restart.
no, he's not. Oh, yes, he is.
They weren't even talking about him. And the entire time I was like, Bowman, Bowman, Bowman. And they're like, Brandon Jones is making 3 wide. I was like, watch the 17 because
When I
he's
was
going through the
watching that,
middle.
you know, in a lowered car, you see a pothole coming that you can't avoid. You pucker and you
Oh,
you
yeah.
tighten up. I did that watching him go through
Same.
that.
I did
Bro,
the same
this
thing.
was almost an identical restart to the 2023 championship race for the Xfinity
Yeah.
Series, where Allgaier and John Hunter Nemechek drove themselves up the hill, and Cole Custer and Sam Mayer just go scooching by on the inside, and Cole Custer ended up winning that race. Unfortunately for Alex Bowman, the 19 also made it out of the turn 2 melee, and Bowman kind of just didn't run clean laps for the last lap and a half.
Yep.
He got the lead, gets through
Squandered it a little bit.
gets through 3 and 4 good. Doesn't take a defensive line through the kind of bus stop on the front stretch. Doesn't cut the dog leg. The 19 cuts the dog leg. Gets right on his rear bumper into turn 1. Gets the 17 up off the bottom. He came in so fast after cutting the dog leg. I think it just took the air off the back of the 17.
Mhm.
So Bowman drifts up, buries the
Packed
throttle.
air onto it.
Yeah. Gets into the outside wall a little bit on the exit at 2. The 19 is right on his bumper. So Bowman respectfully, maturely takes the outside into turn 3 because if I take the bottom, I'm getting punted.
Yep.
Seen it a million times. Daniel Hemrick to the 22 car a couple years ago. You take the bottom, there's a guy on your bumper, he's moving you. So Bowman, I think, made the perfect move.
Stay outside.
Went
and
to
get
the
momentum.
outside, let the 19 dive him, and goes, I'm going to have the drive off the
Mhm.
exit, which he did. He was
He was
Frick.
passing him.
like 10 miles an hour faster, it felt like, on the exit. But
Yeah.
the 19 just, matted the gas, was roasting the rear tires out the corner dead sideways. just all he could do to just absolutely bury Bowman into the outside wall and just scooched by him and beat him by a nose across the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the replay a few times, and watching him wash up the track, that Almirola's passenger front nose just goes straight into the tire
Yeah.
of the 17.
And
He
everyone-
fucking
stopping all forward
he
momentum.
absolutely plugged him into the fence, and
Yeah.
it's just
Because
like you said.
he went tire first,
Yeah.
which is obviously going to scrub way more speed than you catch him in the door. You might bounce off a little bit. You go straight into tire.
Right. It
and
was the
push him
same
straight
thing we
into
were
the
talking
fence.
about with
You're taking
Byron.
all his speed.
I
We were talking
initially-
about Byron a couple weeks ago at Atlanta when he hit the 2 car. He was going to freaking hit the outside wall if there wasn't a car there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
initially thought, oh, Almirola just got loose, and then I watched it a couple more times, and you're right.
No, I plugged him in the
He
fence.
buried the throttle, drifted, and basically was like, he's outside of me, I'll be fine.
Yeah. 8 tires turns better than
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm-
very
and-
reminiscent
and-
of the final lap of Bristol
Yeah.
with the
Yes.
22 and AJ.
Yes.
But the biggest difference, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, a lot of races have finished side by side with them door banging. Yeah, but it was give and take. I hit you, you hit me. Bowman never laid a fender on him, passed him multiple times throughout the day. He passed Bowman multiple times throughout the day, clean.
Yep.
There was never a permission slip signed that we can race rough.
So why in his post-race interview did he say, I think it was warranted? Warranted by what?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Everything that
because-
Norm just said is correct.
Like,
And
if that
in his
was the
post-race,
s-
he's like, I knew I was going to have to use him up a bit. Some people are like, oh, he just got loose. No, he didn't. He literally said I was going to have to use him up a bit.
Yep.
And he said, I think it was warranted. Based on what?
I think the only reason he thinks it was warranted is because Bowman's not a full-time guy. I think if that's
Neither are you.
I think if that's all guy to the outside, a guy that's running for the championship, that's running a full season, I don't think he does that.
Yeah, but I think Allgaier would have been quote unquote warranted because Allgaier drove him up the hill
True.
on the restart.
True.
So if that's what you want to say, like, oh yeah, he rubbed me first, yeah. But this is off turn 4. I get it, but you're gonna rub fenders, but you way surpassed rubbing fenders.
yeah.
You plugged
Rubbing
him.
is not racing. You buried him in the outside wall.
Yeah.
That
And-
car is 6 inches narrower, and then Almirola gets out. Well, I mean, I didn't total his car, so it's not like
Yeah,
I
you
raced him
did.
that rough. Like you're telling me that car's not totaled.
That
You
car's-
smoked that
I
thing.
would like you to sit in the Hendrick chassis shop tomorrow when they're taking that thing apart. They're not reusing that car.
No.
No, absolutely not. And if that's how you want to race, because so many people race like that now, fine. If that's how you want to be, but don't get out of the car all high and mighty. I represent Jesus.
Oh my God. It's infuriating.
I lost it at that point. Like he plugged him in the fence. I'm like, I was not that upset. I was like, well, that's bullshit. Like you stole a win. Like, but that's how these races are sometimes.
Yeah.
And then he gets out all high and mighty. Oh, I think it was warranted, and I get to come out here for Coach Gibbs and represent Jesus Christ. Jesus needs to get himself a new rep.
Yeah.
Because you want to go down there and be this mentor to these kids and teach them how to do things the right way. That's the wrong way. If you want to do it, that's fine, but don't preach that you're a preacher. Like that drove me nuts. That set me off.
I think the thing that bugged me the most about it is I agree with everything you're saying. We've bitched about this before. I don't need to get burned on a cross for saying it. But the thing that pisses me off the most about this is one, these are 2 cup level drivers.
Yeah.
Almirola, I get it. You're retired. You're just enjoying your golden years. But you're a cup level driver. Drive like a cup level driver.
Yep.
Bowman drove like a cup level driver.
100%.
Hey, yeah, I'm going to give you the bottom. Use all the
just hit
track
close.
you need to try to beat me, but you used way more than I gave you.
Yeah, 100%.
And like you said before, the word warranted. That was not warranted contact. But
Either race like that, race brutally, or race respectfully. You don't get to play both sides.
right, Austin Hill getting out of the car. Hate that happened. No, you don't, because you did it. You
Yeah.
were the one who did it. My one
I'm
thing,
setting an example. What example are you setting?
my one thing I will say though is, like I said, these are cup level drivers. Almirola obviously not full time anymore.
Come hang out with us. Put your phone down.
Show
I'm
us your,
letting y'all go off.
show us your bobs.
I'm letting y'all go off.
The one thing I will say, if this was a Carson Quapple, Sheldon Creed,
Sam Mayer.
Sawalish, any of these guys going for their first win,
Little
Yeah.
I feel like
different
it's a
story,
Mayer
yeah.
move.
Yeah, Sam
Yeah.
Mayer, he would do that to his mother on the second lap of the race. But any of these guys who are going for their first win, this is a cup regular, this means nothing to that guy, I'd understand.
Yeah.
Or Daniel Hemrick doing it to Cindric, going for the championship. I understand there's a lot on the line. But you are, Eric Almirola, you're racing for fun. I understand you just got in a lot of trouble in that team. We're not going to get into that. Bubba Wallace had a fire tweet after that race.
greatest tweet.
Greatest tweet.
Hats off to Bubba for that comment. That was golden.
That
But
was,
that solidifies exactly what I'm saying
Yeah.
too.
But you're racing for
Playing all high
fun
and mighty.
against another guy racing for fun.
Yeah.
That is unnecessary.
100% agree.
And I understand this is probably almost the most biased group of people you could have talking about this conversation.
it's valid.
We all openly love Bowman and we all openly despise Joe
Yeah, it
Gibbs
was-
Racing.
Yep. Also, never been
Yeah.
a big Almirola fan, like ever.
I haven't either. A lot of
All luck, no skill shirt on
Yeah,
today,
dude,
baby.
it-
It's a great shirt. Great shirt.
you guys were big fans of him after his Loudon win. I gave him the credit he deserved for the win, but I've never been a huge Almirola fan.
I don't remember
And
giving him credit for that.
I think you guys are pretty openly excited about Almirola winning.
I think
Loudon.
it was because someone different won. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a Denny or a Seabell or a.
Yeah.
But
like,
either
I was
way,
just like someone
Well,
random won.
he was really good at New Hampshire. I think that's
Yeah.
what we talked about because he was randomly good at weird places.
Yeah, but I've never looked at
he's a
Almirola
jerk.
and like liked him.
No.
like
Yeah.
he's always just been a guy.
Yeah.
and now I feel like he's getting worse because again, the weird hasn't this happened a couple times in the Xfinity? Like not as egregious as this, but he's used a couple guys up.
Yeah.
because I remember you getting pissed about the whole Jesus thing before because he was driving like a dick and got out and was like, "Oh, glory to God, he was in the car with me today."
I have all the respect in the world to people that are very faithful.
Same.
I was very much raised that way. I've gone the other direction, whatever. But I have a ton of respect for that. But behind closed doors, if you're getting suspended for punching people in the face and you're
Allegedly.
leading by example by doing this kind of shit, who are you? Like,
Yeah, you could definitely say Alex.
See, but this is
Alex did
also-
get sucker punched.
This, yeah, he's
I
he's got a
don't
rep
like
now.
that because that's snake like to me.
It is. I 100%
you
agree.
put the camera in your face and you're smiling and yay, I represent all these kids out here and teaching them how to be a good. And then behind closed doors, you're just a jerk. And
It's
behind the
like-
wheel, that you're not respectful. I don't know. I don't like
It's
it.
like anybody who races for Joe Gibbs is like Two-Face. It's
Yeah.
like Eric
Yeah,
Almirola.
That's
A
the
couple
best way to
years
put it.
ago, when
I-
he was racing for was that SS Greenlight and he won Watkins Glen in the 38 car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dude, I
Wow,
was a
good recall.
massive Almirola fan that day.
Why?
Heck yeah,
Well, for SS? Yeah.
yeah, for winning for a little team. The first win for that team, it was like a memorable paint scheme and sponsor for the company.
No,
Yeah.
it was Sonoma.
Sonoma, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Sonoma. I was a huge Eric Almirola fan that day just because of the organization he's racing for. It's like I want to see them do good. Just like anytime somebody gets in a beard car at Daytona, I want to see that beard car do good.
Yeah.
But Almirola, it's like, yeah, this is a situation I can get behind. This is a situation where you can get out and thank God and pray or whatever, and that's cool. I accept that. But this is getting out of the car like Ty Gibbs at Martinsville when he absolutely dumped Brandon Jones for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh my
Thank
God.
Jesus for this opportunity. For you wrecking your teammate with one lap to go?
Yeah.
That's what we're thanking Jesus for?
Thank
It's
your
like-
grandfather for picking up the tab that you just made.
Yeah, it's like it's just everybody that races for Joe Gibbs, it's just like they go crazy right down the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. So yeah, that was the end of the Xfinity race.
Thank you, Scummy.
Was not too happy about that one nonetheless. But we'll head over to Sunday for the Shriners Children's 500.
Carteropoli. Kyle Brigging from the church explains why he was on the Mayflower. Oh,
Was that a thing?
yeah, they were all breaking from the church. That's why they came
Oh, I
over.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
It's
wasn't
actually
there.
kind of a factual statement.
That's honestly,
That's-
yeah.
Well done, sir. All right. We already talked about the tires.
Yeah, we can skip right over that. I
Yeah.
thought it was great though.
Yeah. What grade are you giving it?
The whole race.
No, the tires. Just to put a bow on the tires.
Oh,
Like
I,
a-
Because we spent a long time talking about it already.
Like a 7 out of 10.
yeah, easily 8 out of 10. I
Yeah.
think.
I'm up.
Yeah.
Scumbag going B minus.
B minus.
Uh,
I just
I
think
feel that.
it was good to see it, but it was super predictable.
Mhm.
And the only reason why the tires made it exciting is because a few people got off strategy.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. Obviously, Priest, the first one jumping on it, watch him
Yeah.
just plow through the field was great.
Yeah, and that was strictly because he was in the back. He was if they went on a long run, he was risking going a lap down, and it was just self-preservance. If I can survive to the beginning of the stage and everyone
Preservation.
resets, yeah, there's words aren't
Help-
my strong
It's
suit.
helping you out.
That's why I separated from the church. I can't read good, and they make you read out loud there.
Can never get the hymns right.
Yeah, they
the
speak in
hearse.
riddle. But yeah, that was what made the tires cool. Was we had 5 or 6 guys take the reds early,
Yeah.
and kind of dice through the field, but we knew they were eventually going to fall.
Yeah.
And 98% of the field took them at the beginning of stage 3, and we saw nobody really move.
It was fun when you had the like, all right, these 5 guys are on the reds, everybody else is on the yellows. Let's watch them. And it was funny too because not everybody mowed through the field. Who was it that was on the red? Oh, Cody Ware. There was one point where it was just
Yeah,
him
he went
and
from
Logano
32nd
to 28th.
to 28th.
I think it was him and Logano were on the reds, and Logano mowed through the field, and they kept showing at the bottom of the pylon. Cody Ware, option. Never moved from there.
That boy.
But it was really
Proud of you.
cool. I enjoyed it when it was Priest by himself, Logano by
Yeah.
himself.
But that goes back to what you said at the beginning. You're like, oh, that should be the tire. Like, I like having the option.
I do like
Because
having
you
the
get to see
option.
that.
I just still think that if you give everybody a tire, that if you use it, because we haven't had that in years.
Yeah.
It used to be like that. You can go run some fucking hot laps, like me and Norm say. That's what happens to us on iRacing. We get fresh tires. We are fucking heroes for 10 laps. What was it? Were you at the pro race a couple weeks ago at Rockingham?
Rockingham and Las Vegas were both tough.
When we were like, oh, this is great. We're running fast laps. We're hauling ass. All of a sudden, 10 laps into the run, it's like throw the boat anchor out because we've
Are those
used
the other
them up.
cars?
Because we've used them up. Like,
Yep.
we haven't had that in so long because the tires have been so hard. You can just run fucking heaters for 80 laps, fuels out, come in, put another set on, fuels out, come in, put another set on.
Speaking of iRacing, I did good.
Oh,
Told you that. Got my first checker flag.
yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago. How many times are you going to tell us?
I haven't told anybody on here because it was last week.
I totally forgot about Pro
So
this
brother.
week, by the way.
You didn't miss much. It was a caution-free North Wilkesboro race.
Yep.
We all went on there was one caution early. None of us made pit stops. We all ran 125 laps on the same tires. I wanted to die at the end of
Yeah.
it. It was
That's
awful.
a lot.
Well, I could have brought out some cautions if I showed up, but I
Yeah.
totally forgot it existed.
Other things on Shriners on Sunday. We had Catherine Legg making her first start in the Cup Series.
Yep. NASCAR learned from this.
It went well until it didn't.
Maybe more than 2 oval starts in somebody's career before they can do a cup race.
I think she was doing fine before she wasn't.
Yeah.
Like
She was
staying
so
out of the way.
far off the pace.
Okay, she was slow, but she was
Yeah.
at least staying out of the way. She was doing all right. And then I don't know what happened. Did she catch the apron a little too much? And then it just kind of
I think they were talking about it on DBC. She was pretty
Way
much
too
just
low.
she was getting more aggressive throughout
Oh,
the
okay.
race
Yeah.
because she was getting more comfortable.
I think
and
when
she
she
was starting
washed up
to
into Barry, she was just staying low to get out of the way,
and
which
she
then
lost the
sent
front
her up.
end. Yeah.
I think she was just driving it harder than she had been because she was getting more comfortable. So she was arcing off the corner more and just overdrove it.
Yeah.
But we talked about all the controversy at Daytona. This is different, but this is somebody who has 6 NASCAR starts, including ARCA starts.
Yep.
Up until this point, only 2 were on an oval. 1, she went 8 laps down, and 1, she went 2 laps
Yep.
before wrecking out.
Yep.
There is nothing about this that says she's qualified to race in the top series.
Apparently, they were trying to get her to do COTA, but I guess the deal didn't come together until like after COTA,
Yeah.
or it was too
Road
late.
course, I get it, but there should be a higher standard for the Cup Series.
Yeah, I mean, she spun by herself at the beginning, then she spun by herself and got into it with and took out Suarez. basically.
Yeah.
She
And
drifted
then
up,
drifted up.
Dordberry spun, and Suarez
Yeah.
T-boned her.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it was okay until it wasn't. So, I was just hopeful that there weren't going to be any incidents or any issues. And
That's
then
the
And of
thing.
course,
there
there's an
was.
incident when they're showing her live on TV.
Yeah,
Like
literally.
everyone has to make their first Cup start. I get it, but the number one rule is don't bring out yellows and don't affect anybody else's race.
Right.
She did them both.
Yeah.
It's just, I get it. I mean, she is not an unskilled driver by any means.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that she shouldn't ever race in the Cup Series, but this is
you are right.
NASCAR.
The 2 rules: keep it clean, stay out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Cup Series. This is the highest level of NASCAR. There should be, if you go play Dirt to Daytona, you need to do a certain amount of race. You play frickin' drafty car.
There's a certain amount of
Dude,
races you
Get
need
into
to
Pro Cup and Drafty
need
Car
to
was
do
Takes
not
a long
easy.
time.
you need to do a certain amount of races in each level before you can race at the top level.
There's
Why
like
in
no
real
way
life-
to get Pro Cup and Drafty Car without doing at least 2 seasons.
I
in
don't think I've
Xfinity.
even made
Yeah,
it.
I don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
Why in real life
How
are
about
we
a
just
12-time
giving
champion?
people the green flag to go to the top series, especially in today's day and age where we don't practice?
Agree.
And
100%.
Live Fast isn't getting freaking sim time.
Yeah.
So it's her first experience in an next gen car. We've talked about this with guys doing the Daytona 500, Travis Pastrana, and who was it before that? There was one of the guys that they were practicing in a parking lot. Just-
Connor Daly.
Connor Daly. These guys are just practicing. Who's
They
the
were-
who's the Iceman?
Kimi?
Raikkonen. He practiced in a parking lot before Watkins Glen because
Yeah.
that's his only option. Because there isn't practice on the weekend.
They should allow people that are making their early starts.
Well,
their
didn't
first
they let
starts,
didn't
them
they let Helio
test.
go run Dega? Thought I remembered them saying that he ran Dega before the
No,
500.
he
No.
raced
It was
No,
Arca Daytona.
stuff.
I swear to God that he tested a next gen car. They let him go to Talladega and run laps. I remember him saying
he
at
went
Daytona,
to the Rockingham test.
but I
was it-
remember him saying at Daytona that it was different than Talladega.
Oh, I don't know.
I am
I
like,
don't remember him racing a next gen.
no, he
car.
didn't race. He
Or
went like
driving a next
they
gen
let
car.
him
Maybe.
go like a tire
I
test.
hope
vaguely,
so.
I vaguely remember something like that.
I hope
But it's
so.
just
But they need to do more than that. Let them go cut laps for a half hour.
yeah.
Like,
She could have done.
Do you think any driver in the Cup Series would be opposed to Catherine Legg going out for a half hour at Charlotte so she doesn't take one of you guys out?
Nope.
No one's going to fight that.
She could have
Let
done
it happen.
much worse.
100%.
And she
He
could
did-
have
he-
done much worse.
He did test at Talladega.
He did.
See, I now remember him saying that. I don't remember them allowing that. That's
They
surprising.
should.
But
They should give somebody a half hour
just-
every time.
Elio Castroneves, world class decorated NASCAR driver, and there was plenty of controversy behind him racing in Cup
Not a decorated NASCAR driver.
or racing drive IndyCar
Yeah.
F1. He's done it all,
Yes.
but she hasn't done enough
Yep.
to warrant it.
Yep.
So I'm glad she didn't take out more drivers. I'm glad she didn't get hurt or cause a restart wreck or anything like that. She, for the most part, ran a very clean lap.
What do
The
you guys
race.
feel about we had a couple wrecks. We had a decently big one
That big one was just
with
I have-
Gibbs and Briscoe and Haley.
Well, the
and
first
Hocevar that
one-
started the party.
They were very quick to blame my boy Cold Custard. He didn't do that. Old Long John Silver's himself, Noah Graxon, started that wreck. But that was the first one with the 41, 30.
47.
Was that the 35 or was the 35 the second one?
35 was the second
41
one.
and 47. No one really got damaged in that. I
no. They
don't
all
think.
just kind of spun.
That was the first one, but that was pretty much Noah dove to the bottom on a restart, made it 4 wide, really didn't have anywhere to go off turn 2. That pit wall comes up real quick.
Yeah.
That one's kind of no harm, no foul. I don't think anyone got too damaged from that. The second one that you guys are talking about, that was later in the race. They were damn near 5 wide, I think, coming off of turn 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ty was all the way down at the bottom. Ty Gibbs, he was shading up. I mean,
I don't think
I don't
he
completely
made
put it on him.
contact.
I don't. Yeah, he didn't hit anybody. I don't completely put it on him, but he was. They were running out of room, and I think Haley was reacting
Yeah.
to that, and he drifted up, maybe not knowing he was bottom of 3. He goes up into Briscoe,
19.
and Briscoe. They ended up touching wheels. Briscoe gets. I mean, all 4 wheels were off the ground. That car bunny hopped and launched into Hocevar, who got sandwiched into the wall. He ends up bunny hopping. We had cars in the air all over the place.
Yeah.
And then, and then it was just then
SVG gets a piece of it.
SVG got stacked up.
Bowman got a little damage. I think Brad Keselowski.
No, Bowman squeaked through.
He squeaked by barely.
No,
It-
the
it-
first one he squeaked by the 47, but this one I think he ass packed whoever
No,
was behind
no.
Hocevar.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he snuck through on the inside by like an inch.
The
He
first
made it
one.
through, no, he made it through both of them.
The second one he was on the top,
Yeah, and,
and
he.
he ass packed somebody, Noah, I
Oh.
think.
I don't think he did. I thought I remember
Yeah,
seeing him.
the
squeeze
first
through
one.
on-
The first one was
When
the
he squeaked by
47.
47.
I'm
Yeah.
talking
Squeaked
about
by.
the second one. I think I remember him getting through as well.
Yeah, he
Oh,
got through,
I
but
was thinking of
he
first.
ass packed somebody. I think Noah
Yeah.
on the top. He didn't get
But-
any serious damage. But
I mean, you had Hocevar's car was destroyed.
Yeah.
The 19 was destroyed.
the 7 was
The
destroyed.
7 was destroyed. Myatt Snyder. Who am I talking about here? Riley Herbst. Why am I thinking Myatt Snyder? That was so weird. Dude, it's hot in here and it's screwing with my brain. It is hot as hell in here and I don't like it.
It's all the red.
Nice.
Nice.
Riley Herbst, his car was destroyed. SVG stoved the front of that thing in. he was out instantly. I mean, I think they were trying to fix it, but then he was out pretty quick.
Yep.
Brad Keselowski, I mean, he is already, what are we, 4 races into the season? He is already in must-win territory because he's in the 30s. He hasn't had, has he finished a race yet?
I think he's in the 40s in points. I think he has 47 points.
Yeah. Has he finished a race yet? I think Coda, maybe.
Still trying.
Maybe.
Maybe Coda?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
know if
think he
anyone
did.
even wrecked out of Coda.
True. Yeah, this was, I think Briscoe said it in the post-race, like the post-care center interview. He goes, that's about as hard as you can wreck at Phoenix.
Yeah.
There was a lot of hard hits in that one.
Yeah, him and Hocevar both took some licks. 7, Justin Haley came out and said after, he goes, like he was talking to his crew, he goes, what did I, he just came across my nose. I don't
Which
know
he
what I could have
didn't.
done.
He didn't. I'll give Gibbs the credit there. Like, Gibbs never made it to Haley, and Haley was already shading up.
Yeah.
Haley reacted with some space left.
He did,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
I mean, I think it was
Gibbs
going to have,
comes
I
up,
think it was going to have the same result about 20 feet later, but
Yes.
it would have just ended up
No
with
matter
Gibbs
what.
turned sideways in front of all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much the most melee we could have seen.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the biggest wreck you're going to see at a Phoenix.
Yeah. So we talked tires, we talked leg, her making the debut. We got a couple of wrecks there. Battle to the finish.
Well, and then you've got, I mean, then towards the end of the race, you got guys left and right smacking the fence with brake rotor failure.
Yeah, a couple of those.
Bubba
Yeah.
hit the wall real
Bubba,
hard.
I don't.
That's what happened
He
to
needs
Seabell
to
when
get
I was at
different
Phoenix.
He needs to get different shoes. I feel like Bubba's always blowing brake rotors.
He really is. It's a common thing with him.
Like this is like the
Um,
3rd or 4th time I remember Bubba hitting the wall
Well,
hard from a brake
When
rotor.
I went to the Blaney Championship race, Bell blew
Bell blew the rotor.
Yeah.
It was a Toyota issue, and then Toyota again.
No, the rotor
Tire-
the rotor blew
ro-
and it
rotor
took the
first.
tire with it. And then it happened to Gibbs with like 3 to go.
Yep.
Same thing happened to Ty Gibbs. He got on the brakes and he hit, I think, harder than Bubba because he had already started
Did
going into the
McDowell
corner.
blow a rotor or no? He just kept losing right
He kept
rears.
losing right rears. They said it was a mechanical issue. They didn't really know what it was, but I think they got it figured out because he ended up getting the fastest lap of the race because he pulled an F1 move at the end and slapped a set of softs on and went out and got that extra point.
Yeah, went hog wild.
Just took the draft.
I just felt so bad before we get into the finish. I felt so bad a little bit, even though I don't like them for Spire, because they all
qualified really
I mean,
well.
all 3 cars in the top 10. Was it top 10?
Yep.
Yeah.
Top 8.
All 3
qualifying.
cars in the top 8. I mean, Hocevar was fast as hell, fastest in practice. Him and McDowell were top of the sheet in practice. And then within 50 laps, all cars are either out or like multiple laps down. Because
Yeah.
McDowell blew a right rear fucking 10 laps into the race. I
Yeah.
think. Or no, it was
I
right
think
after
it was
they
a
put
little
the, it was right
further.
after they put the softs on.
But it was like less than 10 laps later, both of his teammates wrecked out in that same
Hocevar
wreck.
and Haley were in the melee. Like,
Yeah.
so all of a sudden you go from
No luck.
oh man, we're gonna have a great day. All of our cars are in the top 10 to, all right, McDowell, maybe you can finish the race.
The 7 also had pit crew guy stolen.
Yeah.
Like I pretty much guessed last week that would happen because it's been what's always happened over there. But because Larson got the penalty, he lost his.
Drop down. All chat. Live chat, that one.
He
Oh,
lost
there you go.
his Jackman and
Might
rear
have changed.
changer. So they took those from the 7 team. But I
Yep.
guess they took the pit crew from Junior Motorsports' 40 entry. So I don't know where that team lied
Fell
in
in, yeah.
the order of operations over there, but they were the 3rd string guys that went to the 7 car.
Yep.
Didn't really seemingly affect them all that much this week, but
Battle to the finish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we ended up with a green white. Was that after the Gibbs wreck? That's what
Yeah.
triggered overtime.
Right.
I thought it was a great race. Again, everyone. I mean, this is 2nd week in a row. We've got 3 or 4 cars under a blanket battling cleanly
Yeah.
At Phoenix.
at Phoenix. I mean, again,
Phoenix.
again,
I mean, obviously it was kind of a green white checker, so it's gonna happen no matter
you
what. but
literally
still.
watch the first 2 races of the weekend, the ARCA race and the Xfinity race, ended with bump and runs or guys getting plugged in the fence in overtime situations, and then you see why the Cup guys are the Cup guys. You had Bell, Hamlin, and was it who am I?
Larson.
Yeah, Larson.
Yep.
Mhm.
The 3 of them. I mean, that was a battle.
Yeah.
There was unbelievable racing between the 3 of them, and we end up with what they said the
And
second.
clean.
They said it was what the 2nd closest finish in Phoenix history.
I
Yeah.
thought it was the closest.
No, they said it was
No,
the
second.
second. They said
There's
Harvick
that
one was
Harvick-
closer
Carl Edwards won.
Oh yeah.
when
Forgot about
Edwards
that
was
Yeah,
on
one.
the
'cause Harvick-
Stanley car, the old layout.
'cause
with the front
Harvick-
stretch.
Harvick literally owns every record at Phoenix. Did
I
you
love
get-
that they were putting up
Yeah.
graphics for Kyle Busch. It's like among active drivers.
Yeah,
like,
and then-
among not the guy in the booth.
Then Harvick's like, yeah, I wonder who's got that record. And Clint's like, just
Also,
shut up.
Shouts to C. Bell perfectly copying Harvick's record from 2018. 31st, first.
Yep.
And Harvick also won the 5th race of the year.
I would also like to bring up, since we now know that Bell won his 3rd race in a row, I just saw a stat on the old Twitter.
Yeah.
The last 2 times a driver has won 3 in a row. Guess who's won the 4th race?
Chase Elliott.
You're going to like it. You're going to like it.
Is it Alex?
It's Alex Bowman.
That's my boy, dude.
And we are going to one
I'm
of his
changing my pick.
and we are going to one of his best tracks.
Too late.
One of his best tracks.
His last oval
I
win.
His
thought
last
about it.
oval win. I just saw that. So the last 2 times somebody's won 3 in a row. So it would have been Harvick, whenever that was, a couple years ago. It was still the Gen 6 car at that point.
20,
Both of them were
2018. 2018, I think they were talking about Harvick.
Yeah, right here.
Well,
So-
then
Well,
Larson
we went
was
3 in a row?
2021.
Yeah, Harvick was 18 3 in a row.
So he won, I think that's the 21.
Yep.
Is that the Pocono race?
Yeah,
the
that's
Larson.
Pocono.
Yeah, that's Pocono. That's when Larson blew the tire.
Yep.
So who had won 3 in a row before that? Was it Larson?
It was Larson.
was
Larson,
Larson.
Larson was going for 4.
Yep. So yes, I remember they were on the backstretch. Rick Allen was like waxing poetically about, and the last time a driver won 4 and oh no, and then
Yeah.
Bowman goes by, and then he won at, I don't know what track that is. Oh, Martinsville. He won Martinsville
That was when the
after
Denny
Harvick
thing.
won 3 in a row. God, that car was so good. The black.
Oh, the 2021 scheme is
Yep.
peak.
So Bowman has won the 4th race the last 2 times somebody has won 3 in a row. So keep an eye on that 48 machine this weekend.
That'd be awesome.
And I was, honestly, because it's his last oval win, I was thinking about picking Bowman, but much like you had to deal with at Coda, he's not a stage points guy.
Yeah.
So right now, it's like he could get the win, and that's a risk for 10 points, but he's going to sacrifice stage points throughout the day.
True. Yeah, so three in a row for Bell.
Yeah, so
Yeah. So,
Yeah, so
yeah. So
impressive. I mean, that team has always been good. They're always towards the front, and now they're finally putting it all together.
well,
I
he
mean,
normally does this late in the playoffs. This is rare for him to start the season like this.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, it's going to have to come to an end. He's not going to go undefeated the rest of the year. But definitely a good way to start the year because you can start.
I mean, he
planning
better
for
not,
your
dude.
playoffs already.
I can only
He's
pick
already
him
got
this time.
16 playoff points. He's borderline at a bye. He could just play stage racing for the rest of the season and just keep stacking stage wins to stack playoff points. He doesn't need.
I think at
wins
this
anymore.
point, we still don't have a duplicate stage winner throughout this year.
No.
I was looking on the points, and I didn't see anybody with deuces next to their name for stage wins.
Yeah, for the most part. Cool. I mean, I got nothing else. You want to hop in and do some questions? What do you think?
Mazel.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah. So
all right. If
Yeah,
you-
so the two people in the chat, Scumbag Steve and Carteropoli, if you guys have any questions to throw in.
we got 7 people watching. I know 3 of them are in the room.
yeah.
So we have
that
4
sounds
people
about right.
watching.
Alrighty. We'll start at the bottom. The first one that came in, I was quite excited about. We got an FMK from Nathan Danforth.
I feel like we haven't heard that name in a little bit.
I know. Where'd that name come from?
We got Fuck, Marry, Kill Beer Edition. Sorry. Draft, can, bottle.
Kill bottle, marry draft. Or no, kill bottle, fuck draft, marry can.
Sorry, say it again.
Kill bottle,
Yep, agree.
fuck draft. Because I love draft beer,
Yeah.
but marry can. Because
I'm
this
with
is
you.
just the
Yeah.
all time. It's on the boat, it's at the tailgate, it's in the car. I mean,
It's a center console. It's getting thrown out the back window right into the bed.
Yeah, no, it's can. No, I mean, I don't hate bottles. I'll drink bottles if, like, when Sam Summer comes out, I actually prefer Sam Summer in a bottle to the can. The cans taste weird.
There's
Yeah.
only one. It's Corona. We gotta get you a mic because you're echoing through all 3 of them, and I'm gonna kill you.
Kill you to death,
Maybe you should work on that.
Yeah. Thanks.
Steve, anytime you have
There's-
something to say, just scoot over to Kyle, lean over him.
There's very few that are better in bottles, but there is way more that are
Worse.
worse in bottles.
100%.
PBR in a bottle, gross.
Terrible.
Bush Light in a bottle. We were talking about this the other day. Gross.
I don't mind Bud Heavy in a bottle. It's not that
Uh,
bad.
I think Coors Light in a
So-
bottle's good.
Sapporo in a bottle, gross.
But like-
Sapporo in a can only.
But Sam Summer in there, when they started doing cans, like, I don't know, 8 years ago, I remember when the whole big thing, they started doing them in cans. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I got to try that. It's so much easier in a can. Not the same.
Yeah.
Not nearly as good as in a bottle. And I love
And
draft
Corona
beer.
for sure.
And I love draft beer. Don't get me wrong. if I'm at a bar or whatever. But this is just the can is just so
I like draft beer
more
better,
easier.
but it's not as trustworthy because if the line's
Yes.
not perfectly clean, if the keg's been sitting
If the
there too
CO2
long,
is
if it's
jacked
not
up.
cold enough or it's too
But a
cold,
draft
the CO2's
beer
wrong.
into a solo cup.
okay. Yeah, that's
Better
different.
than draft beer into a glass.
Yeah, as long as it's
Like
cold enough and
kegger?
it's not coming out pure fucking
Yep.
foam, and then it's miserable.
There's
the-
just something about that Matt Colleague vibe, dude.
yeah.
I'm just drinking out of a solo cup at
Buddy,
all
he's
times.
drinking like Hennessy out of that. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
He's drinking
true.
that purple drink,
Yeah.
dude.
All right. ATK 78. When will Seabell lose again?
This weekend because
Probably
Bowman's
this
going to win.
week.
Yeah, Norm picked him, so maybe
Yeah.
it's this week.
Win stage 1, win stage 2, finish second. I'll accept it.
Fab Life 11. I think this is a Clint Boyer impression, so I should pass this to Norm. But how about you, Phoenix?
How about you, Phoenix?
Incredible weekend. he
I don't know if
says.
that's a very good Clint
It's
Boyer.
not.
It's not. I figured it would be better.
All right,
but
Clint
I gave you
Boyer,
a chance
I'm
and you
gonna-
ruined it.
How about you, Phoenix? I fucking hate my job. That's Clint Boyer.
Norm just rockets something across the room. All right, it's Mr. DJ 23. Where's the best NASCAR themed restaurant?
Well, it used to be Race Rock in Orlando.
Oh my God, RP.
Race Rock was the coolest, and then they got rid of it.
Yep, they did.
They closed them all down.
I mean, I guess North Turn is your only real option.
I haven't been there, but I imagine
I know that
that's
there
top
are
tier.
some in like, the Carolinas, probably around Charlotte. That
Oh,
we didn't
dude,
get
what
to
are
go
we
to.
thinking? It's the
know of
Dawsonville
any?
pool room.
Get out.
Oh,
Get out.
oh. Did you have one? Oh, we didn't end up going to that one in Charlotte.
Is that like another Hard Rock Cafe?
I don't remember that.
Ish, like it,
Or is it like a privately owned joint?
it's a private joke.
Privately
I
owned
don't-
joint?
That must have been before we were down there because I don't remember us even talking about
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there's a place down there in Charlotte.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Probably that one.
W
Realistically.
and our local Charlotte friends, Kevin Miller, go out there and find out right this second.
Kevin Miller's home.
I think he's down there still.
No, he just said something about. He said early in the chat something about driving home. He just driving
Oh,
home.
I thought he just drove down.
No, he said he just got home to
Oh.
no snowbanks.
All right, L98 Jake. Anyone else feel weird about the Tailgate King segment not showcasing a fan?
Yeah, that was
yeah,
a little goofy.
it was forced.
Yeah, that was.
I'm mad
that was a lot.
that. I'm happy that Fox will be over by then, but I was kind of hoping we'd get a chance at that at Pocono.
We wouldn't because there's that Clint bus that shows up every year at Pocono.
Oh, and the friggin' Kyle Busch
the
bus
KFB
too.
bus.
The,
But
that
there's-
KFB bus is
In turn
insane.
3, every year at Pocono, there's a Clint
You're
Boyer
right.
bus.
There is. Yep.
That's where it would win.
Yeah.
The KFB bus is better.
That
though.
KFB bus, that's
Yeah.
my life goal. Is like I love my camper, but if we could build a school bus with a friggin' aircraft carrier deck on the roof,
Like that thing was badass, and then when KFB got traded,
Then they just
essentially, we were like,
repainted it.
oh man, that sucks, huh? They came out sicker.
they all have custom shirts.
well,
Yeah,
that's
they
when
got
it
their
was,
Rowdy Nation sign in the
That's
Kyle
when
Busch
they painted
font.
the black and gray,
Yeah.
and then did the deck up top. That
No, the deck
matched
deck
and
was
gray.
there already. They just
Yeah, but
repainted
they
it.
repainted
Yeah.
everything, and it looked so much better. And they
But
put the Rowdy logos on it. I
For
was like, shit.
those that don't go to Pocono, it's right like middle of 1 and 2, like between 1 and 2 in the road course. There is a full size school bus. It has a deck that runs from front to back on the roof. You could fit 50 people up there.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, with like full
insane.
like DJ like
speakers,
like concert
the whole
size.
back of the deck not looking at the racetrack. The whole thing's lined with KFB flags. They got like custom cornhole boards. They got like a whole tent. It looks like catering service. Like they go hard. They
Yeah,
go.
that
if,
is,
if they
I
weren't
think, the best tailgate.
if they weren't insufferable Kyle Busch fans, I'd be there for them.
They're not though. Like
What's
we hung
the,
out with them. I think it was Ronan and I hung out with them for a while, and they're awesome.
I didn't.
What's
yeah, I
the
missed
Watkins
that.
Glen one? Is it the bus stop
The
boys?
bus
me
stop
and
bus.
Ronan or me and
Bus
Just
stop
Bus.
bus?
The bus stop bus is awesome.
Yeah, that one's good. But no,
I-
those KFB dudes were actually.
I
cool
want
shit.
to build like a bus, but the problem is so does everybody else in the world. Me and Norm went through a thing a couple weeks ago where we were, a while ago, we were looking at Marketplace at buses, and it's like the price for a
Oh, it's
used
crazy.
school bus is insane.
Yeah, but then it's like, where the fuck do we put a
Yeah,
school
where do we
bus?
put it? Yeah.
Yeah. Sam Valley 95 with a couple. Does anyone plan on purchasing the diecast tower from Lionel? Yes.
Super cool.
I saw that. That is rad as hell.
It's not up on their website yet. It's like a prototype.
I think
type
it,
thing,
I
or
think they just unveiled it at whatever show that
What's that thing going
was.
to cost? $1,500?
Probably.
probably gonna be. They did it before, and I think it was like $500-600.
Like that's the thing we were talking about. Like that's our dream sponsorship, is to have a Lionel or
Circle
Circle
B.
B or something where we can have a die cast of the winner each week and stuff like that. And that's the perfect thing to have
One problem with it is it's shiny glass. It would not show up on stream.
No, that's why you keep the tower and then you take one out, put it on
Yeah.
the table,
Yeah.
put it back in the tower.
But yeah,
I would
that's super cool.
100%
I mean,
buy it
that
and put
is
it right there.
Yeah.
that is something my dad would have bought back in the day
Oh,
for
same.
sure.
Yeah, but to answer your question, I'm absolutely buying it when we're going to put it right there
Perfect.
because it's a perfect spot for it.
If it fits, it looks pretty tall.
Yeah, it might be
I
too
think
tall
it's
for
like
that corner.
4.5
It
feet
looks
tall.
taller
Is
than
it
that.
one Kevin sized?
No, it's
Okay, that thing's sick. So Carteropoli in the chat said, check out Lancasters in Mooresville and that place. That's the place I think they were trying to send us to.
Mama,
We
look at
never made
that.
so we didn't make it to Mooresville. We wanted to go to Mooresville because I wanted to go to GoPro or whatever it is now, Trackhouse Motorplex. And we also wanted to go to Big Al's on Sunday night after the race.
At the bottom in the right corner, it says "See all photos." Scroll up a little bit, up
That's menu.
over to your right there.
There's a lot of food. Oh, wow.
You could do wow, that's a lot of shit in there. Holy hell, look at this place.
Look at the hoods.
That's like if the Hard Rock
Wow.
Cafe
Oh,
wasn't corporate.
Terry Hood and a Gordon Hood
There's a
and
rainbow hood. Yeah.
The
the
camel.
camel and the skull. Oh, there's the Flintstones.
Yo,
The mellow
what?
yellow hood. Oh,
Bro, that is sick.
Wow, look at this place.
brother, someone's
So
tab.
Well, that
Lancasters
answers the
and
question.
Mooresville. And the food looks bomb.
Oh, there's a Dale bus in the building. Oh,
Oh.
Why didn't
that's
anybody?
a school bus.
Why didn't anybody tell me about this when I was in Mooresville making all these visits?
Yo, that food looks damn good too.
The food looks good too.
Is that to the bathroom? There's just a 27 Kodiak side like into the bathroom.
Oh, is that the
Oh.
silver number too?
Yes, it is. It's the silver number Dale
Skittles hood.
Monte Carlo.
Wow.
All right, yeah, this
that's the
place I
answer.
would eat there every
I
day
am
for lunch.
so
So
mad
I was
that I
bummed.
didn't go there.
I was bummed because I wanted to go to Mooresville when we were in Charlotte. We just kind of ran out of time, but I wanted to go to Trackhouse Motorplex,
Yeah.
do the real go karts, and I also really Sunday night I really wanted to go to Big Al's
Yeah.
because that's where everybody goes, or whatever, and everybody was in town, so you knew they'd be there early. But we looked it up, and it was like a 45-minute ride. We were all beat. We were like,
Yeah. Because then
skip
we
it.
would
Yeah,
have to
so
go
ins-
45 minutes back.
we would have had to go 45
Instead,
minutes.
we went to
back.
leather and lace.
No, we tried. We tried, and then we all said,
No, that was the night we
But yeah,
went out
that
to dinner
Lancaster's-
with W.
yeah, we went to dinner with
Oh,
W.
yeah.
We went
That
to a
was good
bar that
food,
didn't
though.
work out very
And
well.
me and Dan got sun drops, I think. Was
Yeah,
that
you
me and
did.
you?
Yep. I need to order some. I actually found a place. There's a candy store in the mall in Manchester.
Okay.
They have a bunch of weird sodas in the back. They had sun drops. I picked them up though. They were glass bottle sun drops. There was a bunch of shit floating around, and I went,
Well,
that-
shake
that-
it up,
yes.
baby. You're
No,
a T
I-
Swift fan.
No, I shook it up and it got worse. It looked like a snow globe. And I was like, I think I'm gonna pass on those.
We got
But you can order them on Amazon.
another from Sam Valley 95 that
I
is
might.
specifically for Dan.
Oh yes. Hi.
What's your dream course you want to play and NASCAR driver to play with?
Ooh.
Golf on the moon.
With Ricky Stenhouse Jr.?
No, he'd hit me because before. Well, we
He
both,
could punch
we
you-
both be
he could-
forward on the moon.
He could punch you back to earth, dude.
I don't know. Probably. Well, obviously the easy answer there is Augusta, but you have to know
No,
somebody. You can't
Indy.
play there.
This is a
that's-
dream, Dan. You
that's
can dream
attainable.
big, all right? Dream big.
Probably either like Pebble or Augusta.
With?
I'd have to say. I mean, I'm thinking of the guys that play golf, like so there's Denny.
Doesn't
there's-
matter.
No, I want it to be fun. I don't want to be carting somebody around that sucks like you.
Yeah, then what do you got to do? Hang out and talk to him the whole
Yeah,
time?
that sucks.
Yeah.
No, playing golf with someone who's like first time, not fun. It's
No,
it's not
it's
fun.
not.
It can be if you're
'Cause then
trying
you're
to
in the
help
way.
them, but then you can't get into a flow.
The question was one driver, right?
One driver.
I'll give
Yeah.
you two.
I'm gonna go probably Blaney because he's a stick. Like I remember,
Yeah.
I've seen a couple YouTube videos of him playing golf. That boy can play, and I feel like we would just have like good music on the whole time, have a couple beers.
I gave you two so you could take Blaney and Bubba.
I was gonna say Blaney and
Yeah.
or Bubba.
Package deal. Yeah. All right, Jet Daily. Who's got more talent, Eric or Catherine? And why is it Catherine? Nice. Eric's quite good.
He's good.
You
but
got to give him that.
I appreciate
He's also a
somebody.
I mean, he had to be near the front to wreck the leader to win.
I
so.
appreciated
Yeah,
it.
it's pretty
Somebody in chat didn't realize in the Discord during the Xfinity race didn't realize his name was Eric. They're like, now I hate him even more. Who spells Eric like that?
I will say, cool little stat. Would have been a little bit ruined if Bowman won. 18,
Oh, yeah.
19, and 20 are the
What's
numbers
a
of the winners.
YB? Did LAF get a YB?
Mr. DJ, explain yourself.
I don't
What's a
know what
YB? A U boob?
Oh, that's no. YB.
LAF get a YB. No, we don't have a young Blaney. I'd love it if he was here though.
I was thinking young
You
Jamie, but that's YJ.
That's like only feats in the down under, you know?
He's not. That's
boo.
Mr. DJ.
Did you get a Y
I'm
bay?
trying
He's
to
not Flocka.
Flipping things upside down.
Y bay.
No, I was just trying to do upside down.
What is that?
I don't know. It's really hurt all of our brains. Anyway, Jet Daily. Did Ryan Blaney try to use Toyota Sterno trick and fail?
Oh, so did you see that in Discord?
No.
W brought this up. Apparently, he was talking to people in his world, the drag racing world,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a story. Oh, Steve's our young Ben.
Oh, a young Ben.
Oh, that was a revival reference.
Of
Oh, that's a-
ancient
that's a
revival
throwback.
from the lore of revival. So apparently someone, I'm
kinda.
assuming it was W's boss, who is a known NASCAR crew chief from our childhood or from the past. They were talking, and I think he said the Pro Stock guys do it too, but apparently, you go to like a buffet. You're big on buffets. You're rich. Like events that are catered.
What are you talking about? Not big buffets.
No,
I'm
like
rich.
like catered events with white
No,
tents
rich people
and-
have the food
They're-
brought to
yeah,
them.
they're catered.
Sorry, I
to
don't know
me.
why I said buffet. Catered events with like
That's different.
with like butlers and people walking around with like bacon wrapped scallops and sir, would you like a champagne or
Yeah, my
refill?
dad's house.
Yeah, exactly. So when they have the big,
I'm gonna play into it.
you get the big trays of food and
Yeah,
then they
you're
got
playing.
the cans underneath them
Yeah,
with
the
the sternos. Apparently, if you take the stuff out of the cans and line the cylinder walls, it's like jet fuel.
I think they were saying they literally just pour it in the oil.
He said they pour it in the motor. No, I don't think it was in the oil. I think he said you pour it in the motor and it was good. I think he said at Daytona it was good for like 7/10.
Yeah, but where are you pouring it in the motor?
That I don't know. I'd have to figure
That's
that
why
out.
I'm thinking pour it in the oil and it's probably thin enough it gets past the rings. I'm thinking is the theory.
Maybe, but I feel like it wouldn't. I don't know. But apparently, I think he said the Pro Stock guys have tested it with like rubbing it on, like basically lining the cylinder walls with it because it just burns clean and there's no evidence of it.
That's
Much
wild.
much like Michael Waltrip and his jet fuel.
Right,
intake.
which was my thought, which was somebody that they said brought it up immediately. Yeah, just ask Michael Waltrip how it
Yeah.
works.
So apparently, because I looked it up. Those things are just basically ethanol.
Yeah.
But he said I think it was worth 7/10 at Daytona.
That's wild.
Yeah, we missed. I need that shit. I need buckshot in the frame rails. I need catering burners in the fucking intake manifolds. Give me all this shit
Yeah.
back.
I mean, at
Um,
least JGR brought back the folding rear spoiler.
Yes,
So that's a plus.
I did. We kind of glossed over it because we got lost by the YB thing, but I did think that was cool what Norm brought up a minute ago. The 18 Gibbs car won the ARCA race. The 19 Gibbs car won the Xfinity race, and the 20 Gibbs car
Yeah,
won the
Dan's
Cup
definitely
race.
having flashbacks too.
What is
That's-
wrong with me today?
I don't know. I don't hate it though because all of your slip ups are actually good ones.
I mean, it's still the Busch series.
You
I'm hoping
know?
that next year it's the Busch series.
Like,
I'm
you're-
trying
Dude,
to.
they're coming
Your
back.
Furniture Row highlighting over
Bro.
here. You got Cole Pern shout outs.
Bro.
Bush series.
It's going to be the Busch series next year when Xfinity leaves. We can only hope. If they bring back the
Norm,
Busch series,
will you get Robin Williams from Jumanji somewhere in
What
there?
year
What
is
year
it?
is it?
RIP the GOAT.
Yep. Love you. All right. Downriver Diecast with a pair. What is? This is good. I don't like this at all, but it's good. What's one NASCAR driver cutout that you wish you had in your collection?
Until he doesn't want Kevin anymore.
The answer is none of them. I have the Kevin cardboard cutout.
He's just looking
and
at me.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it because I come in the room randomly, like, at night or whatever, especially when this was downstairs before we did all this. And by we, I mean I'd go downstairs and be like, yeah, Jesus.
Not my fault you live so far away.
In the middle of the night.
Somebody
It is
else.
terrifying.
I'm trying to remember who
Do
else.
not recommend a cardboard cutout.
Somebody I follow on Twitter, I don't think it's JB because he doesn't have a Ty Dillon cutout.
Oh, God.
I think he does, but
Well,
I think
NASCAR Chasms has the Corey LaJoy
And-
one.
yeah, and
so he's
doesn't he,
got
like-
multiple of them.
and doesn't he like position it around the house to scare his wife and
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like I
of,
think he
yes.
like taped it on top of his Roomba at one point. It was
Yeah.
just driving around his house.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've never been a cardboard cutout person because again, it's just
yeah.
weird. Like I'm looking at Kevin right now and he's just looking through me.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's just
I try not to make eye contact.
I just
with them.
did and it's creeping me out. I don't like it.
Seductive Mike Harmon.
Yeah, it's.
Seductive.
Oh, we got the Harmonator name rail right there,
yeah,
baby.
we got some Mike Harmon in this room.
Yeah, we got the Harmonator.
Can it
in
be
here.
for the cardboard cutout? Can it be a NASCAR driver but not a NASCAR driver photo? Can I be a dirty
You want a
dog?
sexcapade of Alex Bowman?
No, I was gonna be a dirty dog and be like, give me Danica's SI swimsuit.
No.
Oh,
I
that's a
want
fair
cut out.
statement. That's,
Yeah, that's a NASCAR driver, and
that's
she was a
NASCAR
You know
NASCAR
what I
driver
want?
Yep.
when she took the
You know
photo.
It
which
was a NASCAR driver, not a NASCAR driver.
All right,
in
Dan, you can have the Denny Hamlin one
Nope.
from the commercial.
Nope. I'll do you one better. Ryan Blaney in his Star Wars costume when he was Princess Leia in the bikini.
I'll allow it, but you have to have the Tony Stewart belly dancer one with it.
Yes, I'll take
So
both
you
of them.
have the hairy bear and the hairy skinny
Yeah.
Leia guy.
Blaney in the friggin' Leia bikini.
The small ones aren't a problem.
Oh, like the
it's
Gordon
the
one.
life size cutouts are the problem.
Yes.
Like
You
that,
know
yeah,
what?
the little Gordon over there. I don't think it's.
You know
on the-
what I'll take? I'll take the
Can they see that on the screen or no?
No.
no, I'll take the picture of Carl Edwards like cocking back at Matt Kenseth at that Martinsville test.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just a cardboard cutout of Carl Edwards doing his best John Cena impression.
Yep.
yeah. The small promo ones are fine. The big ones are jarring at the wrong
He's
time.
just looking at me, and I don't like it.
But he's not though. It's just a blank.
No, he's looking
stare.
above me as if he's better than me because he's a 7-foot tall cardboard cutout.
and he's not 7 feet.
He's
tall.
not that tall. Well, look at how far his feet are off the ground.
It's
Yeah,
the room
significantly.
is an optical illusion then.
Downriver Diecast again. What is your ultimate summer vacation?
Pocono?
Summer.
Pocono?
What did you say it's gonna be? Summer. Yeah.
I don't go on vacation in the summer because outside of like camping trips.
Unlimited budget.
Yeah, I would go, like, for me, vacations are in the winter because that's when we want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
That's when I want to go to Florida and play golf and be warm. And that's when I want to even if it's not warm, when we would go snowboarding, like we've been to Utah, we've been to the West Coast, like we've been to the Western
Yeah.
Canada. Like I want to go in the winter to do that stuff. In the summer, everywhere south of the Mason-Dixon is too goddamn hot.
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Like I love the summertime up here because it's like our time to shine.
Yes,
it's
100%.
4th of July. When I think of like summer vacation, I just instantly hone in on 4th of July.
your week at the Cape.
Yeah, I go to the Cape with my family every single week. And there's a guy that's
Which makes me
3
mad
houses
because
down.
I want to bring you up to the lake on 4th of July, but I know you're always slammed that weekend. Like it bums me out because I want you to come up to the lake.
And I would love to. Like if we ever switch our week, which probably will never happen, but the guy like 3 houses down does the fireworks
Yep.
every year. I've shown you the videos. Guy spends like $60,000 on it's legit. It goes
Yeah.
on for 30, 35 minutes.
We got guys at
like
the lake.
he puts on a show.
We have
so
guys-
like I like being around here for summertime, and then we do the Pocono thing.
Mhm.
So like yeah, my ultimate summer vacation is like fireworks, 4th of July, and the
Same.
whole America stuff.
Well, literally,
here,
literally,
You
and
know?
your birthday's that week, so that's
Yeah.
sick too. Like that's the thing is for me, summer vacation means like when me and Steph disappear up north and just go camping and just hang out with just like
Yeah.
us. Like even when it's other, like when our sister came with us, like that was fun. Like to me, that's hooking up the camper, dragging it up to the woods, going to Pocono, going to Loudon, like doing shit like that. Get on a plane vacation. That's for wintertime. That's for when it's miserable to be in this fucking place and I want to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
You're going to Jamaica? Dick.
Dude,
Yep,
you're
that's
Jamaican me
right.
crazy, scumbag.
Yeah, Steph's, my sister-in-law is going to Florida like next week. Her and her boyfriend and their friends
All
are
right.
like going to Disney and shit. And I was like,
Nice.
You guys, this sounds great, but it's realistic. I'm going to give you an unrealistic.
you're going to ride
Summer
Elon,
vacation?
You're going to ride Elon's rocket to Mars?
Ooh, baby. I'm going to go save those 2 astronauts myself.
he names his bed Mars.
Uh, I'll give you your 15th child somehow.
Burning up the sheets in Elon's bed. Rocket Man! He's going to come for us now. He's going to...
Oh, he will.
He's
all
gonna
right.
doge
when
the
Norm's there.
He's going to doge the shit out of us. We're wasting too much money. We're all going to get fired.
Make me efficient.
We don't get paid, so it doesn't matter. He
True.
can't fire us.
All right, ultimate summer vacation. Spend the week in Indy. Watch the Indy 500. Jump on the PJ. Fly down to
Facts.
Charlotte. Watch the Coke 600.
To be fair,
Best week ever.
to be fair, that's not summer.
It's in May, isn't it?
Summer doesn't start
That's
till June
summer.
21st.
It's gonna be May.
Realistic.
Yeah.
No, they
Second,
were
it's
realistic.
22nd.
Mine was unrealistic.
It's 22nd.
No, the summer solstice is the 21st. Oh, yeah, you're right. The first day, I guess, is technically the 22nd. You're right.
Yeah.
By the way, we're going to be in Pocono for the summer solstice.
No shit.
The 21st, the longest day of the
Longest day of
year,
the year.
is Pocono weekend.
So there you go. Your
Like, we're
Pocono, your
physically
Pocono thing
there.
doesn't count.
Hold on, let me double check.
Are we physically there on the longest day of the year this year? I'll be so stoked.
Last year was Loudon. Loudon was the Saturday was the.
Saturday. Yeah, but it
Felt
was
like,
like,
felt like the
soggy.
longest day ever.
It's the 21st, isn't it?
I thought it was second.
No, I thought the 21st is the summer solstice. It's not showing up on me, but If it is the 21st, that is Saturday night at Pocono.
Oh my god,
Bro, it's going to be light out
Is-
till 9,
no, hold
9:30.
on. I think those are on my. Sorry, we're pausing this right now.
Oh, no, it's Friday. Friday, June 20th. So it's Friday night at Pocono.
Oh, even better. Even better. Well, we're going home in a body bag. That's going to be great. Nice. So, anyway. all right.
Can't Monday be the longest day for recouping?
Yeah, it's not going to change. But it's just fun. All right. We got to keep back.
Oh, no,
get
now,
back to this.
now it's
Ooh,
saying it's
this is good.
Saturday. It's Friday, Saturday, one of those days. But still, that means it's going to be light out till
Yeah,
fucking
we're-
9.
as long as we're there, it doesn't matter.
We're dead. We're going to die.
Or it might actually help us because we'll be like still in day mode because day's like a marathon. Once the sun goes
Dayman.
down, it's a problem. So
Yeah.
that's just going to be a
Fighter
really,
of
really
the night
late one.
man.
Yeah, we go through the day just kind of winging it. Like we'll have,
Instead of falling asleep at 3 a.m., it's going to be like 5 a.m.
yeah, then you're right. Once the sun goes down, shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Because now it's dark and we're just going to get after
Yeah,
it.
that's when it gets gay.
Well, but,
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus. But during the day, we're drinking while we're drinking while we're
Too
playing
late.
cornhole. Would you hit down there? Are you, oh, sorry. You looked like you hit a couple buttons. That
What?
Hit the red one. Hit the one. Oh,
I saw what he was doing. During the day, we're sitting there, we're drinking while we're playing cornhole. We're walking around like you're drinking, but it's not the sole purpose. As soon as the sun goes down, we all just kind of hover around camp, and then it's like, "Hey, Kyle, do you want another one?" "No, I think I'm getting ready to go to bed." "All right, I'm gonna go grab one."
Then
Here you
just
go.
Throw it at me. Hey, you want another one? No, I'm
hey,
good. Too
Kyle,
bad
you
I
want
already
another
got
one?
it.
No, I'm sorry. I'm too sore.
Friday night is where I got Ronan to reconfirm, though. I told him, I was like, we were both pretty drunk. And I sat down next to him. I was like, "So, you having fun?" He goes, "Yeah, man, this is great."
Dude, when we got there, it was probably the worst because we went through like 30 beers in 15
That's
minutes.
what happens every year.
Well, this year was heavenly because we got there and Dan beat us by a couple hours and they
I was
already
you
set
guys
up.
showed up to
So
the
we were
hotel
just
ready
like,
to
we're
go.
just like, where's our
Yeah.
campsite? All right,
Yeah.
we're here.
You guys pulled up to the fucking Holiday Inn already booked and ready to roll.
Yeah,
fucking
that's great.
Dan
Yeah.
and Steph were like
Reservations
placing
booked.
the last foldy chair down and we roll in.
No, we were done for a while
Like,
because I was watching you guys.
Norm just comes in, flips the chair.
Yeah. I was watching you guys, and I remember at one point I was like, "Oh, that you guys were going by." I still remember it. It was Fishkill, New York, because it's where the prison is.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh man, they're still like fucking 2.5 hours away or longer." Have a beer, hanging out with the guys. I don't know, like fucking 45 minutes goes by. I look, I was like, "Jesus Christ, they're like 20 minutes away."
I was ripping.
Yeah.
We were boogieing.
Yeah, it was the great American getaway, my friend.
Yeah, we did a good job of that.
But yeah, that was, I think it was
For
Friday
everyone
night.
that says I drive slow, I moved
Yeah.
down to Pocono.
I think I was Friday night. I sat down next to Ronan. I'm like, "You having a good time?" He's like, "Oh yeah, this is great." And I'm like, "So it's a yearly thing now, isn't it?" He's Ronan. Yeah. I mean, he'll be back.
Sounded
We've
like he
already-
was working on his alcohol tolerance this weekend.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Did you
he
see
was-
that?
He was after it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a good one though.
All right, what do you
got?
got?
A good one. Becker Junk Styles. Getting back into it.
Let's go.
Who do I look for?
Us and Loudon.
Who's the guy? Why are they all so young?
Yeah, welcome to hell.
If you don't know Becker, he puts on a show in Pennsylvania called Junk Food Meet every year. It's not a show, it's a meet, but it's like 500 cars and it's incredible. Him and his wife Lindsay are the best.
They're awesome. Becker, if you don't listen to Topics Under the Stairs, Becker is the man that did his own hot dog challenge last year. Nobody held him to this. He
Yeah.
did it on his own.
the hot dog god
He
himself.
had at least one hot dog every day for a full calendar year. Multiple days he had multiple. And he now has a tattoo. It's John just brought it up like last week.
Mhm.
It's a hot dog and it has a 365 banner on it because he had one glizzy at least one glizzy every day for a full calendar
Yeah.
year, just to see if he could do it.
I think the inspiration for the CT Hot Dog 300
Yeah, he really helped
or
with that.
500. For the 500.
So he needs to come hang out with us at Pocono.
I didn't know that
Yeah.
existed. I want to do that next year.
Yeah,
They're
100%
talking
we're in.
about doing. John was talking a couple weeks ago after they did it. They're
Doing
talking
another
about
one.
maybe
They're coming more north.
doing like
yeah.
a mass one.
Yeah.
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 100% in. But yeah, Becker was a very big NASCAR guy growing up.
I didn't know
Did
that.
a lot of short track stuff. There's a ton of PA short tracks,
Yeah.
local
Yeah.
tracks and stuff. His cousin does late models and super late models, I believe.
Becker
so-
was who you vanished
yeah.
for us for the first year we went to Pocono. Remember you stole my truck to go get Mark II parts?
Yeah, that's right. The CE2 harness that's in the wife's Mark II.
Yeah, you were like, Dan, can I, we're on the way to Pocono, and Kyle's like, "Can I borrow your truck?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's fucking fine." You disappeared for like 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little bit further. Well, I disappeared to go get the stuff, met him, and then there was a Wawa,
Yeah.
and I sat and ate.
Yeah.
In the parking lot. For
There was a
while.
point I was like, I hope my truck comes back because
I
we
was
got to get
just
the
sitting
camper
on your
home.
tailgate, feet swinging,
Yeah.
eating Italian
I
sub.
was like,
by
I really
myself.
hope the truck comes back because we got to get the camper back home. Because I think was
That's
that
having a great
year.
time.
No, we had your truck. We could have made it home with your
But
truck.
also, I picked up beer, so I.
Oh no, you had the
had
Tundra.
one.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
the
had my
Tundra would have done
Tundra.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have done it.
Well,
No
not,
problem.
not fun. Yeah.
So, who do I look out for?
Like
That's the first part of the
looking for
question.
like a favorite driver.
I think he's interviewing.
I mean, you kind of we base things off of different standards. Everybody, obviously, Scumbag kind of grandfathered into Chase fandom.
Yep.
True.
Scumbag
Hooters,
liked him because of Hooters.
Hooters roped him in, which is not a bad reason. to be
Hooters.
roped
So
in.
whoever
Hooters,
whoever
Hooters.
gets the Twin Peaks sponsorship, Scumbag's jumping teams.
Yeah, that's good.
Facts.
But I've always gone for. I mean, as a kid, it was going for the funny guy. I like Michael Waltrip because he was funny.
Clint.
He had funny commercials. Then I navigated to Clint shortly after that because Clint took over the funny guy role. And now we're older. We're the age of most drivers. Unfortunately, now we're older than most drivers.
What I was gonna say? What the fuck are you talking about?
We're the veterans. We're the age of the veterans
to me,
now.
the old guys are still younger than us.
But now
Yep.
I think Denny's older than us, but Logano to me is the old guy, and I'm almost positive he's younger than us.
He is younger than us.
Yeah,
Logano.
he's like 34.
Yeah.
Okay, he's older than me. Whew. Phew. Now I base my fandom off of guys I think I'd have a good time hanging
have a
out
beer
with.
with.
Yeah.
That's our metric is who do I want to have a beer with?
Yeah, and obviously we have the benefit of being
Noah.
so deep in the industry that we know people's personalities, like we follow it enough that we know that. But so many people just latch onto somebody because of a sponsor and they don't know them well enough. So
Yeah, or most Chase fans, obviously Scumbag is separate because he is Scumbag Steve. So he went right for the Hooters sponsorship. But a lot of
Hell
fans
yeah.
are grandfathered in. My dad was a Dale Earnhardt fan, so I became a Dale Jr. fan. And then I switched to Chase Elliott or Alex Bowman when Dale Jr. retired.
Yeah.
I was a Jeff Gordon fan, so now William Byron drives the 24.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that do that, but it's just kind
I-
of try to get to know these guys. Not a lot of them are very social media heavy, but try to
Yeah.
get a look into what these guys do behind the scenes and kind of base it off of that.
Yeah, 100% agree. That's what I was going to say is, do your own interview process.
Yeah.
Just type in, like, if you see a car that you like, you're like, oh, that one stands out to me. I like that for the number, or I like it for the sponsor. Type that person's name, the driver, and then just type interview into YouTube and listen to them talk for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's how you kind of start to vet them and check out their
Yeah.
social media, see what
Yeah,
they're into.
and just if you come up with a driver, message Kyle, and he'll give you the lowdown on that driver. Like, I don't know, this Carson Hocevar seems cool, and then message Kyle, and Kyle will be like, no, bad. And then he messages me like, I don't know, this Michael McDowell person seems cool. Be like, okay, yeah, that's a safe bet.
He's a
But
good guy. Big
you only
Jesus
got
guy.
3 or 4 more years of being a fan of him, so maybe get somebody a little younger.
Yeah, that's fair. enough.
Scumbag has something to say. He's raising his hand.
I feel like Becker would like
Yeah, probably.
No, Gregson. Yeah, Gregson's that.
Yeah,
He's that the Playboy type.
eating hot dog guy.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
He's-
probably not a bad
Yeah,
one.
he's the most 80s. If you're into like metal, emo, fucking punk music,
Which
like
he is.
Bubba's probably your guy.
yeah.
Blaney
That's
too.
that's
Bubba and
Bubba's
Blaney.
genre. Blaney, yep.
So yeah, it's kind of just I base drivers off of my interests that share with their
Like we love
interests.
Bowman because we all latched on to Bowman early because he was we loved him because Dale loved him, but then we all found out that he went to H2O and had fucking dumped Miatas and what was the other thing he had? The Lexus.
had the
He had a
Lexus, yeah.
Miata, a G35,
Yeah.
or maybe it was a big body Lexus.
It was a Lexus.
The
Yeah.
big body
A
Lexus.
Porsche that was sick.
Now he's got the Corvette.
Now he's got a Corvette, an old ass C10,
Yeah, he drifts the
like
Corvette.
a '60s C10 that's bagged with like an LS7 in it.
Yeah,
I mean-
Bowman is a car guy that like he's on that list of I drink a beer with him, but like it would be a garage beer while we're working on something.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we are Bowman fans, but also Becker is our friend as well. So like, what we like is probably
Yeah,
gonna
our
be what
interests
he likes.
align.
So
Yeah.
we spent this long-winded way of
Just follow
just
us.
saying to you to go look at Bowman.
Yeah.
That's
Facts.
pretty much gonna be it for you, because he loves puppies.
Big dog guy.
Yeah, stance cars, fast cars, drift cars.
Yeah. He's socially
So
awkward.
yeah, pretty socially,
Socially
awkward.
awkward like all of us.
And just is really cool. Yeah. So there you go. Alex Bowman's probably going to be your guy.
And he's easy on the eyes.
He's a good looking dude.
He's Handsome
He
man.
shouted out Pocono. Did you see the little interview he did for the best friends car this weekend? And they were asking him all sorts of little questions. He was like sitting in a studio and puppies were attacking him.
that was awesome.
And they were like, "What's your, what do you love about the tracks you race the best friend scheme at?" And he's like, "Oh, the Allied Dog Park at Pocono is the best." And I was like, "Yeah," because we bring the boys there every year and they
Yep.
love it. You
Yep.
know, they have so much fun there.
Also, if he ever goes full time racing again, I feel like Corey LaJoy's Becker's guy also loves hot dogs.
True.
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 That is
Corey
true.
LaJoy, big glizzy guy.
Yep.
You do the best friends every year, and we go have our ice cream date at the same time.
Yep.
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 Well, we bring them over there a couple times just to burn some steam.
Maybe
off.
there'll be an Andy's frozen custard there, and we can have a cold custard concrete mix or whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I
Because
like
it's normally Rita's.
that. Which is solid though. Like
Yeah,
Rita's
Rita's
is
goes
damn
good.
good. I look forward to that
I
every
was
year.
put onto that my very first year at Pocono because DeBarro's lady friend at the time was the Rita's. She was working the Rita's tent thing.
Oh no shit.
So we were just getting like free soft serve all week.
Hell yeah.
We just like walk up
Rita's
to the
is
back
bomb.
door and be like, twist.
My wife told me about it. We went to Jersey. I think we went to Mark II Mayday or some show in New Jersey, whatever. And she's like, "Oh, we're gonna stop at Rita's." I'm like,
The fuck's a
"Whoa,
Rita's?
What's
yeah.
a Rita?" And we actually have one. up
Are
here
we
now.
having margaritas?
We got one in Mass.
Oh, okay.
Oh, do we?
It's in
Nice.
like Walpole, over by Bass Pro Shop,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
on the way to the other studio. Yeah, close
Nice.
by. I opened a couple months ago, or something like that. All right, last but not least, we got Downriver Diecast. What's your setup when you watch a race?
I sit on the couch and I watch the TV.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
haven't
Driver
done the
cams?
split screen Max stuff at all.
I
I'll,
s-
I'll go
I-
back to it.
I did it. I just found out that I do have the fancy Max.
I saw you figure that out.
Because my dad's like a big HBO guy. Like he has regular cable.
Yeah, I know you gave me your HBO and then you killed it.
They killed it.
Yeah, I know they did.
He changed his plan, and then he found out that they had killed his HBO, and he got mad. So he just has HBO, like no other fancy channels, but just HBO, which is mint. And I just found that out, so I just watched it for the first time yesterday.
I was thinking about doing the Max thing, and then I realized that, like this weekend, wouldn't have done me any good. I watched the race on DVR because we were doing shit yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then
You
especially,
can DVR the cams.
and then especially
I
after
don't know how long they stay up because I watched them at Daytona like 20 minutes after the
yeah,
race.
and then
Oh, really?
the other
Yeah.
problem too is they just jacked that price up, and that just turned me off completely.
Yeah,
When it
that
was $100, I was all right.
that
I know
was
it's
rude.
only $60, but it's like for me, it's the principle of the thing. Like
Yeah.
that's scummy as fuck. Like
yeah,
I
went
don't
from
even
100 to 170. You borderline doubled it.
Yeah, and you like
Which is
you
nice.
basically rug pulled everybody.
Exactly. The Lord
No.
giveth and the Lord
So
taketh
we have
away.
a couple in the YouTube chat. Nick Lepresti, question. Kyle, all this is for Norm. Norm, what's the story on that M&M's helmet? Please tell me it's Ernie Irvin and not KFB.
So the M&M's helmet is just like a cheap show knockoff thing. I'm assuming it's KFB. It
I
could
think it
just be
is.
generic. But I was on, I want to say Facebook Marketplace. I don't know, it was years ago. And this lady owned like this like secondhand thrift store type place way up in the sticks. It was like an hour plus away.
Yeah.
But I was young and she just had a bunch of like, she listed them as motocross helmets. So it was just a bunch of like cheap bells and stuff like that that you'd get at Walmart and like old dirt bike helmets. And then there was the M&M's just like show helmet sitting on the end. So I messaged her. I was like, hey, what's the deal with this? And she's like, oh, it's a, I don't know, motorcycle helmet I have kicking around, like $25. I
Yep.
was like, all right, you guys open? They're like, yep, for this long. I was like, all right. And I drove all the way up there, bought it for $25. It was like an hour plus away. It was just a nice drive. I think I had my GTI at the time, so I just
Yeah.
cruised up and bought it because I was like, it's cool. It'll be something it's been sitting on my computer tower for years.
You've absolutely got your money's worth out of that.
Yeah.
Because
And
I wore that like 3/4 of the way down.
Yeah, it
and
just
the
so
year after
happens
my accident to
it's
Pocono.
for very large heads.
It's
So it fits comfortably.
it is comfortable.
Unfortunately, the visor is like painted black. You can't see shit
Yeah,
through
that's
it.
not tinted. That's
Can't see
And it
shit
does.
out of this
It's
thing.
obviously a show helmet. It doesn't have a real strap on it, so
Yeah.
you can't like wear it for safety
yeah, it's not
reasons.
a real strap on.
But it was just
It.
cool. I like to pretend it's an Elliott Sadler one, even though it's more than likely a Kyle Busch one.
And then the
What
other
else we got?
question in the chat from Sam Valley: how long does it take you guys to get to Pocono? As the crow flies, I think it's supposed to be like 5.5, 6 hours.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when we're towing the camper, I am locked at the speed limit because anything more is sketchy. So it takes longer. I think we left at like 10:30, 11 this year, maybe a little earlier. And I think Steph and I rolled in there. It's probably 3:30, 4:30, somewhere around that. It's a solid 6 to 7 hour drive.
Depends what year, because it took Kyle like 300 and something days one
True,
time.
it did.
Nice.
If I was not towing the camper and just driving my truck,
When we made it down, because we chased you down, we did it 4.5, maybe.
That's what I mean. If
four,
I was-
4 and change, probably just shy of 5.
if I wasn't towing the camper and could drive like I normally do, which is like an asshole, it could be a 4.5, 5 hour drive. But
Yeah,
when
'cause
I
we
have
weren't,
the-
we
we'll
weren't
call it
taking our
5.
time. We stopped to get gas, grab some food real quick. Then we went to that shitty McDonald's, jumped right back in the truck,
and that's
zipped
what we
down.
did.
We were ripping, but we stopped, so which kills
That's
us.
what we did. Like we
It's
had
not
to,
a bad drive, too.
We
No,
had
it's
to-
not.
Oh no, it's an easy drive. We
Yeah.
had to stop and get gas, and it ended up taking really long time because we had to go that same gas station we always stop at. But now this year I had the diesel, so I had to go around back to like the truck pumps,
Right.
and it was there was a line because like every truck was sitting there. There was a bunch of trucks there. There was a bunch of pickup trucks getting diesel. We ended up like we opened the camper up and we're just sitting in the camper for a minute because it was just sitting there. We wasted probably 45 minutes there.
Yeah.
But Google Maps has from my house to Pocono right now 5.5 hours. So
Yeah.
it's probably touching 6.5 or 6.5 when I'm towing the camper.
Well, you also got to stop for fuel. Call it 6.5.
I would call
Yeah.
it 6.
But
and a
anyway,
half,
we're
yeah.
never splitting hairs. But anyway, somewhere in that ballpark.
But it's really not
Totally
bad.
reasonable.
It's
No, it's
not a bad drive at all. It's an easy drive. I mean, some of the hills suck when I'm towing the giant box behind me. There's a couple hills in New York that I dread to this day. I mean, it's easy with the new truck, but the old truck was screaming going
I mean,
up
my
those hills.
first year I drove down by myself, and it was totally fine.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
And what else we got in the chat?
You said it were Nick LaPresse said weren't Ritas all over Ocean City.
They might have been.
They
I
might
don't-
have been.
Probably did. I never knew about it, or if it wasn't, I would have seen. What was it? What they call it? Frozen custard.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, I would have saw that and be like, well, I
Ew.
don't know what that is.
For
I don't know
me,
if- I
Ocean
wanted
City-
a
I'm a
delicious
custard guy.
treat. I was going to the donut place.
Yeah, for me, Ocean City, I had my places I was going. I did go, I think 2013, we went to the, Dumpsters?
Dumpsters
The dairy, the ice cream place.
Mhm.
Fire ice cream.
So good.
So good.
right in front of Secrets.
Yeah, right by Secrets. But for me, it was like Fractured Prune. Steph would always want to go to one of the little like smaller. I think we did Hooper's one year, but then after that, it became a game to find like the smallest, most hole in the wall seafood place because that's usually where the best stuff is.
Big Peckers.
No, we went. I mean, I'm talking. We went to a
Hell yes.
place. We went to a little.
It's a restaurant.
I know
actually
it is.
called Big
I
Peckers.
think I have a cup. From Big
I'm not
Peckers.
talking to you. I'm talking to people that are listening. All 5 of them.
I think I have a cup.
It was
Um,
13. 10.
There was
Nice.
the last year we went down. We ended up going to a place. I mean, the storefront was 12 feet wide, and there was like 2 picnic tables, and it was all beach sand underneath it. And she was like, "These are the best. This is the best seafood I've ever had."
Was
like,
that Fish and Tails by chance?
I have no. You could hold a gun to my head. I
On
won't
the
remember.
sand.
It wasn't on the beach. Like they had sand
Yeah.
facing the road.
I think it's Fish and Tails.
And it was literally like
The
2 or
tiny
3
one.
picnic tables, a tiny shack right on the strip
Pretty
right there.
sure.
And she said it was, I think she still has the little claw, the little hammer, the little fucking
Nice.
wooden mallet that you break the Krabby apart with.
It's crazy. I was,
Oh, Mother's
Oh,
Canteen
Mother's.
is the jam.
bro,
Mother's
I was
for
there.
happy
I've
hour.
only ever been once. I was there for 5 days. Couldn't tell you a single place I ate food.
Yeah, Fractured Prune though, I would
Fractured Prune's the only thing I remember.
I would kill a man for Fractured Prune. Right now.
Yeah.
Like I would strangle somebody for it.
Yeah, we got so
Fractured
many
Prune
up
was
here now.
just something different though. Like even when
That's
we
just, I feel like half the name was half the
Yeah,
fun
even
with
when
that
we
place.
stopped going to H2O, I had friends that went down to Cruising Week every year, and I made sure they'd bring me home Fractured Prune.
Yeah. Anything else in the chat? Anything from
That's
the
it.
disco? Nothing.
Nick also agrees that dumpsters. Is it dumpsters? It's like
It's-
Dumsters.
Yeah,
So it sounds like you're saying dumpster
yeah. It's dumpster without the P.
without the P. Yeah.
dumpsters.
Ice cream. He said it was the spot best onion rings I've ever had.
Yeah, so. Good.
Oh no, he's thinking of Belly Busters. Oh god, Belly Busters. I forgot
Yeah,
about
that's
that
a good
place
one.
too.
That's a good
I
one.
don't know any of these places.
Anything from the old Discord?
No, it was all the same shit from earlier.
Nothing. Sweet. Well, that's going to do it for yet another episode of the Loose is Fast podcast. Before we sign off, head over to loosesfastpodcast.com. Get yourself some merch.
Make sure to leave us some reviews if you haven't yet, because we haven't had one in a while and I miss reading them. And remember, from here on out, we will be doing Off Track in the pre-show on YouTube. So join us on YouTube. We're not going to give you a time because it's been different for the last couple of weeks because we keep running
Usually
into,
in the 6:30 ballpark.
we keep running into technical difficulties and starting a little later than we'd like. But you'll subscribe to the YouTube. You will get a notification when we go live, and join us for our random bullshit 20 minutes, half an hour. where we-
Bullcocky.
where we just do nothing and then we do a little off track.
Yeah,
and
the
then we-
pre-show.
It's the pre-show. It's fun. So
Yeah.
come join us.
Good time.
Some say it's the best part about the entire show.
Follow us on all the things at on Instagram and Twitter, loosesfast_pod. The YouTube itself is the Loosest Fast Podcast. We have a couple. We're bumping up. We got over 140 now.
Hey, that's good.
We're
We'll take
getting
that.
there. We're a long way
Uh,
from a million.
I'm Kyle Belcher.
I'm Dan Walker.
Norm Peltier.
He's Scumbags.
Scumbag Steve.
We'll get him a Mike Susan at the holler. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh no! Oh no! It's not working.
Just keep-
Kyle,
just-
we said bye already. This is awkward.
just keep flicking the bean.
Oh, that stinks.